We're in the heart of Charlotte for a private school showdown between two very respected teams. Fresh off of a 3A championship appearance, the Gaston Christian Eagles continue to fly high, but the Providence Day squad is trying to lead a charge of their own as they remain undefeated in 4A play. There's high-level talent in this daytime matinee, so as the heat rises, so does the talent. Stay tuned for some Friday afternoon baseball. Baseball University of the Blue Ridge welcomes you to the Western North Carolina Scout and Streaming Series for an exclusive feature presented by CHEM-BAC and High Speed Gear, where we're live for the Providence Day School for an out-of-conference matchup between the Gaston Christian Eagles and the Providence Day Chargers.
Well, I want to thank ChEM-BAC and High Speed Gear for being our exclusive partners today, sponsoring this rendition of the West North Carolina Scout and Streaming Series. Down here watching Gaston Christian, who is in our coverage area in Gaston County, take on Providence Day, who's in Mecklenburg County. Not in our coverage area, but very good friends with the Charger family down here. Been here the third year in a row, correct?
Third year in a row. My fourth year was some sort of affiliation as I met Coach Bondo and a lot of these, I guess now senior Providence Day Chargers back in 2023 when I was coaching with Christ School.
We're excited to be down here. We're excited for a little bit of shade, and we're excited to share with you some information about ChEM-BAC and High Speed Gear. ChEM-BAC, hopefully I'm saying that right, is a full-service testing laboratory that has been in business for over 50 years. The longevity of our company is attributable to quality data, I love that, timely turnaround, and competitive pricing. Our staff is comprised of chemists, bacteriologists, and engineers with expertise covering analytical, physical, and bacteria.
There you go.
Yeah.
What we got? Bacteriological.
I'm terrible. That's why I was a stats major, not an English major.
Well,
We're equipped to cover a wide range of applications and analyze the majority of sample types. ChEM-BAC is one of the most versatile and comprehensive testing laboratories in the Southeast. Our client list includes domestic as well as international companies, the majority of whom have been maintained ongoing working relationships with us. Our reputation is built on quality results, proven methods, and unparalleled customer service. Appreciate ChEM-BAC. I want to tell you a little bit about High Speed Gear, U.S.-based manufacturer of premium, battle-proven tactical gear, trusted by the military, law enforcement, and professionals worldwide. Founded in 1999, old as me, in North Carolina. Same here. The company designs and builds innovative, purpose-driven equipment like its iconic taco pouches, built 100% in the USA, with a focus on durability, versatility, and real-world performance. Driven by those who serve, High Speed Gear has spent over 25 years delivering mission-ready solutions built on craftsmanship, innovation, and an unwavering commitment to those who deserve the best. To save 10% now, head on over to www.highspeedgear.com and enter the code BUILTUSA10. I should have put a code up on it. I didn't even read that.
What was it? One more time,
BUILTUSA10 at checkout. I'll have to see if I can maybe manipulate a code up there at some point.
That's nice of them. I was going to say,
Man, I had to get a taco pouch.
Well, and again, I had to look it up, but it's like a tactical piece of gear that holds different munitions. And if you've been on their website, man, there's a lot of interesting things to shop through, whether, again, it's law enforcement or military, but also very responsible citizens as well. So, again, we want to thank High Speed Gear and ChEM-BAC. Saying that right? ChEM-BAC? All right. Love it. Well, let's talk about some of these. I'm about two away from.
Well, let's let you get your lineups in while we go ahead and.
Coach Bondo is on it, but I seen Coach Lowry come in and ran into Bondo before he got to me, so that turned into a 30-minute coaching conversation, which, again, that's cool. I'm down with that, but I'm trying to get this thing programmed as well. So.
Well, I'll take Lowry if you take Bondo.
All right, go ahead.
Devin Lowry, third year at the helm at Gaston Christian, third year at Gaston Christian overall. Previously was the head coach at Legion Collegiate Academy from 2019 to 2023. And was also the head coach at Lincoln Charter for 1 year back in 2015. Before that, pitching coach in Kansas City Royals organization for 3 years and was the Pioneer League champions with the Idaho Falls Chuckers back in 2013. He was assistant coach at South Point on their state championship team under
Lineberger?
Coach Lineberger back in 2011. He's also 10-year playing career, 3-year coaching career in Major League Baseball. Debuted with Cleveland, struck out through 3 batters back in '08. Was Omaha Royal Player of the Year back in 2008, and drafted by the Royals in the 14th round in 2001. So great career, young coaching career, destined for a long one.
I mean, what a
Been around the block.
biography for both of these coaches. I love coaching. I coached for 15 years, but I'm a high school guy with a little bit of D3 ball under the belt. These guys are bringing the real knowledge. So let's talk about Steve Bondurant, also known as Coach Bondo. Got a nice little ring to it. It's his 12th year at Providence Day, his third as the head coach. He was an assistant. He is the assistant AD currently here at Providence Day and does a great job. It's a beautiful campus, and I was telling him the field looks great. He said that their new lawn maintenance guy was from the Durham Bulls. So
That's awesome.
That makes sense when you look at this beautiful field. Coach, well, he was a South Carolina Gamecock, and he was drafted in the 15th round of the MLB draft when he was finishing up his career at South Carolina. He's promoted midseason in 2004 from low A to double A after leading the league in wins and strikeouts on the bump. And he was selected to the All-Star team that year due to his performance. He led that Double-A team in 2005 in wins, innings, and strikeouts, and as a result, they won the Double-A championship. And then in 2007, he started in Double-A Midland before being promoted to Triple-A Sacramento. And I think that's where it ended. So a great professional career for Coach Bondo, and these Chargers are lucky to have him.
Well, quick little power rankings spot here. Not going to tell you about it in full just because there's only one team here worthy of ranking, and Gaston Christian.
I was going to say
Providence Day,
we don't
not in our coverage area, so it's hard to rank.
We don't cover the Charlotte area teams, but we're definitely aware of them. Hunter and I were actually talking on the way down today. This is probably the strongest pocket of baseball in North Carolina.
We watch the scores because you just pull up the whole state and we're seeing what's going on. We recognize some names, especially of played teams in our area. So you see Gaston Christian in the Foothills 10. Foothills 10 brought to you by Peak Performance Vault. Mountain 10. Crazy shake up in the Northwest. North Wilkes will be moving up. Ash County might be falling. I think they swept them.
It's just, when you come down the mountains, the depth and talent just gets deeper. And there's some really strong teams in the foothills. So the mountain teams, again, they're good baseball teams, but there's a lot of shakeup right now. We saw some drama in the local news as I think it's Asheville Citizens Times puts out their top 10 each week. And TC was bumped from the number 1 spot by them, and there's a lot of drama up there. We know the bigger picture. TC just finished a national tournament out in Las Vegas against other national state championship teams, and they went 2-2. So in our mind, that is not worthy of knocking them out of the number 1 spot. Christ School, who that's how I came to know Providence Day, was coaching at Christ School. Christ School was off to a great start. They lost to Greenville Hurricanes the other day, which I believe is a homeschool team. I'm not sure how strong they are in the past, but there's going to be a lot of shakeup this week. And Gaston Christian, if they can pull through today, this would really help them solidify their positioning in the middle of those Foothills 10s.
Well, I want to thank our Mountain 10 Power Rankings presented by House of Power. Check out Sheldon Reed and HOPHendersonville.com out in Mills River. That's HOPHendersonville.com. They got all what you need, and we're excited to get back, talk with Sheldon a little bit, and maybe get some stuff going for Legion Ball. I want to thank Peak Performance Vault as well. They're located in Forest City on West Main Street. To reach new heights and achieve your peak performance, you want to get over with Peak Performance Ball. Provides state-of-the-art training environment for baseball, softball, and golf as well. And we want to shout out Parker Williams. Had a great week. Sending him some good iced tea from our friends at Good Iced Tea, whether it's original Carolina Peach, Zesty Maple, Tropical Island time. All you got to do is brew, chill, relax, and repeat. Go get that pouch of tea. And I know you sent them out. We saw Yates gave him his last night at a crazy game. So check out Good Iced Tea. And big shout out to Parker Williams. Had a no-no against Mountain foe AC Reynolds.
Now, even though these Providence Day and other Charlotte area kids are not up for the Player of the Week, when we cover you, we're still going to have a CamWood Bats Player of the Game. So last year, Trevor Yancey took it home versus Christ School. And the year before, I believe back in 2024, the first year of the broadcast, I want to say it was Austin Nelson that brought it home. So this year, we'll see. We got Gaston Christian on one side and Providence Day on the other. Some great talent. So let's tell you about both of these teams and what's led up to this moment. Gaston Christian, we followed them closely last year. They were 28-4, 7-2 in their 3A conference, and they finished second in the Metro to Metrolina in their conference there. Now, they were the number 2 seed in the 3A. They got a first and second round bye, and they ended up beating Greensboro Day 9-0 in the quarterfinals. And John Paul II Catholic 11-0 before facing off with Grace Christian, which, if you remember, we were there covering it. They got swept in that series 8-2 and 14-4. Grace Christian, essentially a minor league baseball team, stadium
Just
and
a
talent.
feeder for the Brewers.
Yeah, Coach. What was the head coach's name? Former UNC Chapel Hill, Rob Wooten. Yep. So again, we may see them again if Gaston Christian makes it to the finals in 2026. We'll see. But this year they're off to a great start. They're 7-1 with 2-0. They had some conference wins, and Hunter puts that in quotations because they don't have, like with public schools, you have regional conferences.
I don't even know
I
if
feel
they
like
have
with private schools it's just 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A,
and you have your sections or conferences or just the teams who you play twice.
Correct. So last week, good week for Gaston Christian. Conference wins, again in quotes, against Concord Academy and Hickory Grove Christian, but then they did drop one to Carmel Christian. I know the Eagles were not happy after that. They did come out this week with a big win over North Point Christian Academy, 19-2. So the winning vibes are feeling good. They're coming back to it, but they're 2-1 on the road right now. They currently have that 1-game winning streak. So again, this week, this is it for them. They had the North Point Christian Academy win, and this is the final game of the week for Gaston Christian and Providence Day. Providence Day, last year they're 14-12, 5-5 in their 4A conference. They finished 4th overall in that Charlotte division. 2025 playoff run, well, they were the 4A 8 seed and had a first-round loss to Carmel Christian 3-1. This year they're hoping for a little bit better finish, and they're off to a much better start. They're 7-2-1, 2-0 in conference. They beat Christ School. They swept Charlotte Latin. They had losses in Myrtle Beach at the Ripken Experience, but overall they're 4-0-1 at home. They're currently on a 2-game losing streak?
Winning streak.
Winning streak. So I was going to say, I thought they swept
I changed
the
it too. I didn't change
current
the word.
2-game winning streak. I was going to say they had 2 big wins against Charlotte Latin, 3-0 and a close one, and then a blowout yesterday, 12-1. So final matchup of the week. Previous matchups? Did we figure out if these guys have played?
That's for currently.
Okay.
We'll detail that later.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the players you're going to see in this game. For Gaston Christian, there's a good bit of college commits. You got Cam Cobb. He's right-handed pitcher who can play all 9 positions. He's heading off to play D2 ball for Coach Hill at King University. Cooper Summerlin, he's on the bump today, left-handed pitcher, senior going to Belmont Abbey. Xander Sutton, he's committed to App State. He was originally committed to Air Force last year when we saw him, but now heading to the local App State up there near Boone. Anthony Morano, first year with Gaston Christian. He's having a great season. He's committed to Anderson University down in South Carolina. And then Noah Cooper, we know Noah very well. He is committed to Cleveland. He came out and did a prospect filming with us back in August. A couple players to watch for Gaston. Karsten Bug Green, still uncommitted, senior, right-handed arm. 2027 catcher utility, Caden Browning, very good ball player. He'll be at first base today. Reed Wilson, who just recently transferred from South Point and reclassed. He's a 27 right-handed arm. Middle infielder Carter Rowe. We saw him last year. Good bat. And then there's some good underclassmen talent coming up on JV. One I wanted to shout out was Brody Abernath, who worked him out back in 2025 at the end of the year, and we were really impressed with him. So a lot of talent coming up the pipeline for Gaston Christian. For Providence Day, tonight's starting pitcher is committed to Denison, a very good D3. It's Thomas Daly. Then you have Trevor Yancey, the junior, who's already committed to the University of Pittsburgh, Pitt baseball. And then 2026 outfielder Brandon Raven is committed to play football at Davidson. Providence Day players to watch. Huge fan of middle infielder Owen Shirey. Owen reminds me a lot with that left-handed swing of Grady Sizemore. You got Will Sanders, utility infielder, can do it all out there. And then he's coming back from surgery, but wanted to give him a shout-out. That's right-handed pitcher Matthew Emery. Good arm in the mid-eights when healthy. He is looking to play college baseball. When we come back after the national anthem and the PA announcer announcing the lineups, we'll tell you a little bit more about some keys to the game and give you some starting lineups.
And batting line, number 11, Reed Wilson. Head coach of Gaston Christian is Devin Lowry. Assistant coach is A.J. Main, Evan Baldwin, Kane Summerlin, and Kenneth Tower, as well as statistician
We'll be
Scott
crushing some
Farley.
gas
Ladies
stations
and
on the
gentlemen,
way
there's the
there.
starting lineup and
Save me
coaches
some.
for the visiting
Pour it in there.
Gaston Christian Eagles.
That's fair.
So again, this is wood, rocking on it. Everything looking pretty good. Third base camera not on fire yet.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is your starting lineup for your 2026 Chargers of Providence Day. Leading off and playing center field, senior number 6, Colin Ward. Batting second and playing shortstop, junior number 10, Owen Shirey. Batting third and playing first base, senior number 5, Rush Adams. In the cleanup spot and playing second base, junior number 12, Trevor Yancey. Batting fifth, the third baseman, junior number 11, Charlie Carruth. Batting sixth and catching, senior number 15, George Kokenauer. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, sophomore number 16, Preston Rochelle. Batting eighth and playing left field, senior number 7, Jack Rivera. Batting ninth and playing right field, senior number 2, Brendan Raven. And pitching today for your Chargers, senior number 21, Thomas Daly. The head coach of your Chargers of Providence Day. Played here for the Chargers, also played for the Gamecocks, University of South Carolina, and in the Oakland A's Major League Baseball organization, Steve Bondurant. Assistant coaches from Mayo High School in Darlington, South Carolina, and Norfolk State first base coach, Freddie Hutton. And our third base coach from Davidson College, Evan Mitchell. And also, I'm public address announcer Tim Donnelly, welcoming you into Murdoch Field here in the campus of Providence Day School. And there is your starting lineup and coaches for your 2026 Chargers of Providence Day. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise, remove your caps and hats as we take time to honor America and our servicemen and women serving here in the United States and around the world who keep our nation safe and free. Those are veterans, past sacrifices that positively impact our freedom today. And now the singing of our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streamed. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thank you, and you keep America in your thoughts and prayers.
Play ball. Play ball. Well, let's tell you the keys of the game here before we jump into starting lineups. Looking over Gaston Christian and how the season's going, the first key, we're going to call it load 'em up for Morano. New addition to the lineup this year, first year at Gaston Christian. The senior has 3 home runs and a team-leading 11 RBIs, so the Eagles need to keep trying to get runners on for this big power bat. Second key, well, this is an extremely athletic team that we saw last year. Notice that they may not be overly large, but they are wiry and athletic and fast. So speed kills here if you're Gaston Christian. And they're very versatile. They can play several positions, got a lot of high-octane energy in that Eagles lineup. So it's small ball, defense, and speed, and creating some chaos can be key for them. Now, for the Providence Day Chargers, their first key is who's left in the pen, because they had 2 conference W's this week and had to run out their best pitchers. So they're turning to one of their secondary arms as Thomas Daly, relief arm. So getting his first regular season start here. I think they said he had 1 start down in Florida. Thomas is heading off to Denison, so he's a good one, but he's going to have to limit walks and pitch efficiently here and try to stay in this game for at least 6 innings. And good defense up the middle. Got a great returner in George Kokenauer behind the plate, Owen Shirey in the middle of the field, and team captain Cullen Ward in center. They need to run down everything today. So fundamental, and they need to steal a few outs in the middle if they're going to keep up with Gaston's athleticism and speed.
The camera 2's not on.
It might just be one of those days for it, though, because it's just one of those things where I went up there and plugged it in. So we'll roll with it for now. Is it still running?
Frozen.
Frozen. What do you think that is? Power? Okay. We'll get a run in the half inning here. When we do some ad reads, I'll get up there and take a peek. So first pitch coming here from Daly. Ooh, close, but just a bit above the top of the zone there. So 1-0 count to start us off here at Charlotte. Again, Providence Day hosting Gaston Christian. Again, Thomas Daly heading off to Denison next year. Very, very high academic Division III school in Ohio. So if you're getting great grades and you're a underclassman, you need to check into the Ohio Division III circuit. They got some great academic institutions up there that have strong baseball programs. So working from the stretch, I like that. He's going to turn the bunt here, popped up behind the plate, but no play. It'll be strike 2. Say Kokenauer threw the mask off, tried to find it, but not quite enough distance or too much distance to fill between him and that baseball. So again, Cam Cobb leading off. Big fan of Cam. Cam heading off to King University next year. Was glad to work with him in his college recruiting process. Swing and a pop foul. Might not find that one. It heads off into the neighborhood. Again, if you've ever been to Providence Day, we're butted up right on the edge of the property line and behind the first base right field side here. It's a neighborhood. Can't be climbing in there to find all your baseballs. So 1-2 delivery coming. Nice curveball on the outside corner. Strike 3 looking. So 1 out here as Daly starts this game off with a K, backwards style. I bring Xander Sutton to the plate. Xander, very good baseball player. We saw him hit a home run in game 2 of that private school 3A championship versus Grace Christian last year. At the time was committed to Air Force, now committed to App State. That's just the narrative now for high-level high school prospects. It's very volatile, and with all the transfers and new scholarship rules, things are still kind of hectic and not quite reached an equilibrium at the college level, especially the D1 end of things. So the trees casting a little shade in the middle of the field here might make it hard to pick up the baseball with the combination of dark and light as that baseball travels from the rubber to the plate. So the next batter, you want to throw those lineups up, and I'll go through them real quick. Here's Daly's delivering. Goes back to the curveball. Hit pretty hard by Sutton. Cullen Ward tracking it and makes an excellent play in center field about 2 steps from the fence. That is a web gem if we've seen them. Holy moly, great play by the captain out there. And just to show you how they're lining up, that was Colin Ward out there. Riviera and Raven to join him in the outfield. It's Charlie Croft at third, Owen Shirey at short, it's Trevor Yancey at second, and Russ Adams at first. And your battery, Daly throwing to George Kokenauer. And then your lineup here for Gaston Christian, you've seen Cam Cobb and Xander Sutton hit. There's number 3 hitter Noah Cooper. He'll be followed by Anthony Morano. Ball 1 there to Cooper. Followed by Carter Rowe in the 5-hole, Bug Green, Karsten Bug Green in the 6th spot. Batting 7th, Caden Browning, and then Cooper Summerlin and Reed Wilson to bring up the back of the lineup. So 2 quick outs here, thanks to some defensive prowess by Ward out there in center field. But I will say, Daly coming out and just peppering the zone. And if you're going to have good defense up the middle, as we talked about in the keys of the game, being strong up the middle, stealing some outs, this is how Providence Day is going to win this game today, is if they stay focused, get the fundamental plays made, and then steal a few along the way. Daly's just got to keep peppering that zone. Again, he needs to stay in this game probably until about the late 5th or 6th inning to give Providence Day a shot after they've run their conference pitchers out there in 2 conference games this week versus Charlotte Latin. Big legs on Daly. Looks like a strong lower half. That ball finds its way to the backstop. It's outside on the fastball. 3-1 in the count?
I had 3-1.
Well, here's my plan. Middle of the inning, you can do some ad reads for our guys, and I'm going to take that ladder. I want to go bring it to the other side of that dugout, hop up there as quick as I can, see what the story is. Any ideas on how we might be able to get that thing charged quicker? I was wondering if maybe I should just turn the camera off for a while, let it charge on the battery, jump back to it. We'll see. So back to a full count now. Worked all the way back to Daly. Here's the pitch. Swing, ground ball through the right side. It's going to find daylight. Let's see. Base hit, first base hit of the game. So Noah Cooper, the Cleveland Community College Yeti commit. It's our first base runner of the game. Speaking of keys to the game, again, Anthony Morano, we talked about 3 home runs, 11 RBIs leading the Eagles. Needed to get some base runners on in front of him, and Noah Cooper on at first base. We'll see if Morano can move him along these bases. Pickoff attempt over at first base, and Hunter's probably wishing we had that camera angle. We'll see if we can get that fixed up for you here in the middle of the half inning here. Again, new technology brought to you this year. Everything is wired in. We were Wi-Fi last year, gotten some battles with radar gun frequencies and such, but this year everything wired in. Been going a lot smoother, knock on wood. But still, the occasional technical difficulty. Beautiful day down here in Charlotte. First time we've been at a game over 80 degrees. We're luckily in the shade. Delivery, runner goes. We can foul right back in the net towards us, so Cooper's going to have to return to first base. Game time temperature is 84 degrees. Expected to climb a little bit. Probably going to be 85 as a high. There was some rain that was called for later in the afternoon, but it looks like it's been pushed back, if at all, towards midnight. So it should be good to go here. Blue skies. Here's a swing and another drive to center field. Ward on his horse. He's not going to be able to get this one as it bounces over the fence. And I'll tell you what, that is some luck on the Chargers side, because now Noah Cooper will have to return to third base. Is an automatic double. Say Cooper was on his horse, so he would have scored. But that ball bouncing over the fence just out of the reach of Colin Ward in center field. So second and third here, so no damage done yet with 2 outs. It's a good swing by Morano. He shows right there why he's leading this team in extra base hits and, well, not extra base hits, but home runs and RBIs. Looking at the books, I think that might actually be Morano's first double of the year, even though he's team leading 3 home runs. So with the base open here, it'll be Carter Rowe to the plate. Say Carter, good athlete. I know he's looking to play in college. We saw him snag I think he grabbed a couple hits in that Grace Christian game we covered. If you remember that game, Gaston Christian actually was up early in that championship game thanks to a Xander Sutton home run, but that Grace Christian squad was just too much to handle and came back and won by about 10 runs. Swing and another foul back to the screen. So Daly going right after these hitters. And I think that's the right play today. Is you want to go after these guys, get their bats moving, and then start mixing in your off speed a little bit, see if you can get some chase. Rowe playing second base today for the Eagles. He's at a 1-1 count. Swing, and yes, he did. Good call by the field umpire there. So 1-2. And after getting those bats swinging a little bit by pounding the zone, that's where you can get some swing and miss on your off speed. So nice job by Daly. See if he goes back to that curveball. Yes, he does. And I think he went. He should tag him. Oh, I don't like that call. I think he went. I think that was strike 3. So good pitch mix by Daly going back to that curveball. Nice block up by Kokenauer. So it's a tough read for the umpire out there at the second base position, but I think he broke the plane there. However, it's a 2-2 count. Strike 3 looking, went back to the curveball again. Excellent job by Daly to work out of the second and third jam. And again, baseball gods being kind, letting Anthony Morano's double bounce over the center field fence. So appreciate you. Thank you. Well, Hunter, you want to do some ad reads while I go figure out what's going on with camera 2?
Tell them who's playing where. Cooper Summerlin, your starting pitcher. Xander Sutton completes the battery. Browning, Rowe, Cobb, and Morano. Around the infield with Reed Wilson, Cooper, and Bud Green in right. The outfield, the Gaston Christian Eagles. Ward leads off for the Chargers, followed by Shirley and Rush Adams. Yancey, Crop, George Kokenauer, your catcher. Recall, DHing for Daly, your pitcher. Rivera and Raven to complete the lineup. Head to the bottom of the first. No runs on two hits, no errors, and 2 left on base.
Leading off for the Chargers, playing center field, senior number 6, Colin Ward.
Ryan got 2 going, so there we go. Never-ending cycle of technical difficulties here at Baseball University of the Blue Ridge. And we get to show that angle on that hit. Leadoff hit for Ward.
Sorry.
Perfect timing for that leadoff single for Mr. Colin Ward.
Smashed it.
He hit that hard. He was thinking that.
Well, camera back a little bit.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's hope the power holds. I'm a little confused still as why that happens sometimes, but I left the ladder up there so it can be a quick climb. Here's Owen Shirey. We're a big fan of Owen. I've been giving him some comps of Grady Sizemore. So if you guys remember Grady Sizemore for the Cleveland Indians, he used to have a really pretty swing, but it was that back elbow that he would just grind into his side to keep him closed and create that centrifugal force. And I see that in Shirey. I think some high-level potential with this young man. Lefty-lefty matchup's a good one to evaluate, too, especially that one coming right across his nose. Good Lord. So a little brushback by Summerlin there. Shirey right back up close to that left-handed batter's box chalk line, though. Not intimidated, trying to stay in there because he can hit that down and in fastball pretty dang hard if he gets the barrel to it. Long hold here by Summerlin. Oh, he's got him picked. Colin Ward is going to steal the base anyway. He's up and not able to advance as that ball rolls right to the left fielder, Rivera. Excuse me, not Rivera. That's Reed Wilson out there. So we'll give Colin a stolen base. First stolen base of the day.
Good angle on it.
So they had a good jump either way, and sometimes that's how you got to play the lefties. Just go first move and hope that like you got enough of a jump to do what Ward just did there and beat the throw from the first baseman on the backside. So runner in scoring position now for Owen. Shirey looking a lot stronger. Again, probably about 5'9", 5'10", if that, but looks a little bit more buff this year. He's got over the fence power, but he's umpire calls a balk here, so Colin Ward going to move to third base via the balk. Hunter, did you see something there?
Could have been a flinch.
I was going to say, we're going to watch the replay real quick and see exactly what we missed here.
Awarded third base for the Chargers.
So watching the replay. Ooh, there was like some setting of the hands there. I'm trying to see that again. Watch his hands. So Summerlin, he comes set. We're watching the replay here. Sorry, can't show it to you. But his hands, I don't know. Maybe he just needs to set his hands lower, not to even give the illusion.
Hey, folks, we want to welcome the folks from Baseball University who are here to broadcast our game today.
So Summerlin here, he's got himself a bit of a jam to work out of now. No outs. Ward on third.
I want to welcome Brian Cook and Hunter Street to Murdoch Field.
So Cooper Summerlin with a 1-0 count here. Shirey gets in on the hands. Browning able to make the play easily at first base there. No advance by Ward. Nice pitch there by Summerlin. Say Shirey is not able to get the good wood on that one. So now it's going to be Rush Adams' turn. Russ, first baseman today. I want to say last year we saw Rush at third base, so corner infielder. Rush, I believe, a senior. Wearing number 5.
Still trying to
figure out where he set his hands. Like I couldn't tell.
Is it his hands? Is it his like upper body that settles?
I noticed
because like you can put your hands, but then your
set
upper body and your thing can settle after, and that can be like a flinch.
I'll say he sets his hands higher than most pitchers I've seen, but it's not ridiculous. It's nothing that really stands out. Maybe he felt he saw just kind of like a reset or something.
I mean, I've got a net and sunglasses and a glare off my computer in front of me, so live I didn't like see much of anything, but I see what he's saying on the replay, so I don't think it's a horrendous call.
Swing and a miss. Very good off-speed pitch there by Summerlin. Gets Adams to chase. That'll be 2 outs, so he's 1 out away from working out of this jam. Again, both teams getting runners to third base in their first inning here, but nobody across that plate yet. Again, Cooper Summerlin going to be playing at Belmont Abbey next year. So a lot of college talent on the field today. Speaking of college talent, here's Trevor Yancey. He is committed to play baseball for Pitt, University of Pittsburgh.
Music.
Oh, is it shaking it?
It's like the waves or whatever. It's groovy.
I say our first base side camera is hooked up right next to their speaker, so we might get some vibrational visuals on that camera.
Some good vibration.
Nice block up there by Xander Sutton. So we got two very good catchers today. I'm a big fan of George Kokenauer for Providence Day as well. George, high academic student. George wants to play, I think he wants to play college ball. Still kind of looking for that high academic school that's best fit for him, though. I know he wants to be a heart surgeon. And then catcher here for Gaston, Xander Sutton, committed to App State. Both these guys can really block it up. Swing and a miss. Summerlin going right after Yancey on that 2-0 pitch. So now 2-1. Is that holding his charge too?
Yeah, but 2 just died.
All right, well, good thing
I'll get up there.
Here's the delivery to Yancey. Nice take there. 3-1. I guess my issue with that power block is like why won't it continue to hold and charge? And
we need to number them and see what happens.
See which ones were doing what.
Next week, weekend project.
I almost feel like I should see if there's like maybe a 12 or 13-year-old kid over here looking to make a buck and just make him sit up on that roof. Ground ball to Cam Cobb, throws it across for out number 3. So Summerlin able to work out of the jam. 6-3 on the putout. The one hit, stole a base and a balk, but that's it. Leaves him there at third. So one left on. It's 0-0. Heading into the top of the second, it's going to be Bug Green, Caden Browning, and Cooper Summerlin due up. Again, want to thank our sponsors, CHEM-BAC Laboratories and High Speed Gear. And on their websites today, just learning a little bit more about them. CHEM-BAC, I'll tell you, that's right up your alley, Hunter. I've seen the word analytics used in their description like 3 or 4 times. So, hey, if you're listening at home, we hope you consider joining our Patreon. We started a Patreon last year to try to do some crowdfunding to build up some content and coverage outside of the broadcast. So we've been doing articles and preseason predictions and power rankings and players of the weeks and podcasts. Podcasts have been fun. We've been doing like weekly review podcasts on Sundays. I've been getting a lot of great feedback, especially on the articles. I do like writing. Some of y'all know I was an English teacher, just enjoy putting creative content out there. So if you head to patreon.com/BB University WNC, you can join for $1. We have different levels, but $1 gets you access to the best coverage and content of all the baseball west of Charlotte, even though we're in Charlotte today. We'll probably have some good content up from this game. But in the meantime, if you're a Foothills or a mountain baseball fan, please consider supporting mountain baseball, supporting Foothill baseball, and joining our Patreon. So Hunter currently up on the first base dugout, trying to figure out. Oh, he had a great idea. He's switching out the power banks. Let's see if that works. So Daly out for second inning of work. Bug Green, Karsten is his real name, but they call him Bug. Had a chance to see Bug pitch in that championship game last year and saw him throw for Gaston in the Legion Area 4 season. Plenty of college baseball talent, still uncommitted. Would be a good one for any JUCO D2, D3 coaches still looking to pick up some 26 depth.
Sorry about the.
Did you switch the power blocks?
Yeah, we're gonna figure this out.
Brilliant idea. Because now this one, at least you can keep pressing power if it ain't working. Still 10 times better than last year's Providence Day Charlotte Christian matchup, where we had 15 different radar guns to compete with our Wi-Fi setup last year. Can of corn out there to Cullen Ward, and it lands in the captain's leather for out number 1. Say Cullen ran down a shot by Xander Sutton in the first inning and then tried to run down one by Anthony Morano. It was just outside the reach, and it bounced over the fence, which sent the base runner Noah Cooper, who was at first at the time, back to third, and that's how that first inning finished, as Daly was able to get the K to Carter Rowe. So both teams have threatened, but nobody has plated a run. So George Kokenauer using his noggin on that one. Foul tip into the mask.
I think I can still see it. It's just something really annoying in there.
What's that?
When I left the Patreon up. Like, what are you doing, graphics guy?
Well, I think it's funny because, again, we're not the most tech-savvy guys. We just love baseball. And we're trying to learn how to create entertainment and a college recruiting tool through this. But Hunter's got a friend that works in graphic design, so every time we see certain graphics or we want some feedback on our graphics, we send it to her, and she lets us know if we're in the ballpark when it comes to creative content. And I think for the most part, says we're doing all right, especially compared to some of the other graphics from other content that from other companies that we send along. Like, what's this? Do you think this is good? And they're like, nah, yours is better. I'm like, I guess we're doing something right for some non-techie baseball fans. Caden Brown, and very good catcher, very good third baseman. He's also playing first base today. Strikes out here. So nice job by Daly here to get 2 quick outs. Did the same in the first before allowing the back-to-back hits to Cooper and Morano. So at the bottom of the lineup here, Cooper, Summerlin, Reed Wilson on deck. Daly would love to retire Summerlin here to start the third inning at the bottom of the lineup still. And if you're Summerlin, you're trying to get on base by any means necessary here to give your number 9 hitter a chance so you can at least turn that lineup over for inning number 3. Big fan of how Daly just goes from the stretch. I feel more of our young pitchers just need to go from the stretch and work on repetition, work on moving fast out of that balance point, getting that left foot down if you're a righty, and then letting everything else travel afterwards. Speaking of left foot down, he had his arm circle started a little early there. That's why that ball ends up high. So got to get his timing down a little bit here to Summerlin. Summerlin, left-hand pitcher, also swings it for the left side. There's a strike. 3-0 to 3-1. But yeah, I was looking through the CHEM-BAC website, and man, they do everything. They're testing different polymers. They test a bunch of different petroleums. Like, I guess
they need a data analyst.
Well, based on the reading, I think that would be up their alley. So, if CHEM-BAC's interested in stealing my only employee, you could probably compensate them a little better than the baseball world does, because baseball, teaching, I keep picking all these professions that aren't necessarily the big payout, but we love it. So nice job, Daly, going from 3-0 to 3-2 here. Again, would love to retire Summerlin and start with the number 9 hitter next inning. And he's going to do it just like that. Backwards K. 4th K through 2 innings for Thomas Daly. Give me your daily dose of Ks. So 1, 2, 3 inning. It's going to be Kropf, Kokenauer, and Rakow. I think I'm saying that right. To lead off the second inning. Hey, we do have one away sponsor, specifically for the Gaston Christian Eagles today. We want to thank Rounders Hat Company. Again, Rounders Hat Company is they're the ones that are sponsoring the time that we're putting towards marketing this game to college coaches pregame, and then editing and posting highlights postgame for the Gaston Christian Eagle prospects. So again, we thank Rounders Hat Company. That's a name you probably heard on this broadcast before. They were a big sponsor during the Legion season last year. So go visit roundershatcompany.com and check out their selection and customize your order today. They are changing the snapback hat game one rounder at a time. And if you've never been to their website, what a rounder is if you have the old-fashioned snapback hats, a rounder is an insert that you put into your hat that covers that snapback hole in the hat with your favorite graphic. It could be, in Hunter's case, he's a Georgia Bulldogs fan, so he probably get the Georgia logo. I'm an Orioles fan. I probably get the Orioles logo. Heck, might even make a Baseball University rounder, but you put them in the back of that hat and just adds a little bit more fancy design and keeps your hair and your sweat out of your face, too, if you're wearing it backwards, which I'm a fan of the backwards hat, not so much for fashion, but for convenience, trying to keep the hair out of the eyes and get a lot of work done. So appreciate Rounders. I'm sure we'll hear from them again. And
Leading off the second inning for your
like I said,
Chargers.
they were one of our Legion sponsors, so we're trying to bring Legion Area 4 coverage back again. So any businesses out there that are interested in sponsoring the Legion Area 4 season, again, we followed Post 70 Asheville very closely last year, covered all their games. And then this year we're trying to branch out a little bit and, again, mainly focus on our hometown Post 70 squad, but we want to get down and see the Gaston Braves and see Caldwell and see Cherryville because we are huge fans of Legion baseball. In most cases, it's free. It's still community driven. Like to see a lot more baseball come back into the community. High school programs growing, Legion programs growing. We don't hate travel and showcase baseball, but it is a $40 billion a year industry, youth sports is. So I think there needs to be some pushback. Community needs to take back some of the responsibility to promote good baseball. So appreciate anybody out there that supports American Legion baseball. There's a few Gaston Braves on this Gaston Christian team here. So probably about 4 or 5 of them will be playing Legion baseball. We talked about Karsten Green. Saw him playing in that Area 4 Legion season last year. So Nicholas Kropf up for the first time, currently with a 2-2 count. Summerlin allowed the leadoff hit to Cullen Ward, but that was it in the first inning. Nice curveball there, off the hands. May have stayed in the park. If not, it's another one in the neighborhood backyard. I like to imagine that whoever's backyard this butts up to is like some 10-year-old that just loves baseball and just has the most pearls in his baseball collection now.
It's like Sandlot. Maybe they've got a beast.
Come to my house, I got three dogs that'll tear your baseballs up. Swing and a miss. Some nice arm side run on that fastball by Summerlin there. So Kropf is a strikeout victim to start the second. I bring George Kokenauer to the plate. George, known George for about 2 years now. Very intelligent young man, wants to be a heart surgeon. That hits close to home because had some family members had heart surgery in the past, and we know how important a job that is. So I know George loves baseball, but I want him to love medicine even more. Help a lot of people in this world. George has got a couple colleges that he's been admitted to, very high academic, and been in touch with those baseball coaches trying to find an opportunity. But he's very content on picking the right academic school if that means giving up baseball as well. He's got his priorities right. I think Kokenauer is looking outside, and that fastball ran in. So nice pitch by Summerlin. Summerlin working from the stretch as well. Woof, it's close. Just a bit outside. So again, big fan of both these pitchers working from the stretch. I'll tell you, as time goes by, a lot of the better pitchers we see are those that go strictly from the stretch. They seem to repeat, have good mechanics, less arm problems. Not saying that the windup is the cause of all those issues, but I just think young bodies trying to still repeat, learn mechanics, they can get in a funk sometimes if they get too comfortable with that windup. Kokenauer protecting the zone there, may have chased the ball, but close enough, fouls it off. 2-2 is our count. So first time into Charlotte for the baseball season. A lot different world than the mountains. Hunter and I always discuss our lifestyle differences when it's mountains rural versus city living. Again, I'm originally from Carroll County, Maryland, close to Baltimore. Spent a lot of time in and around the city growing up. A lot to do, things to see, affluency, for arts and music and comedy and whatever creative ventures are out there. Kokenauer inside, outs one down the right field line. Xander Sutton getting vocal to let his outfielders know that there was no play on that. Think you'll ever be a city boy again? It wasn't Athens pretty much city when you were in college?
I mean, yeah, but it was like Harrisville at college. So that's about as big
Is
of
that
a
how big
city.
Athens is? About as big as Hendersonville?
It seems like it.
Interesting.
I'll go back to a college town, though.
Great AB there by Kokenauer. Draws the walk after falling behind in the count, working it all the way back. Saw a lot of pitches there, too.
Batting seventh for the Chargers, the designated hitter, sophomore number 16, Preston Rochelle.
Rochelle is how you say that last name. Preston Rochelle, DH for Daly, the pitcher. Swing and another pop foul. Oh, my, they must go through some baseballs here.
And pinch running for your Chargers at first base, junior number 4, Austin Yancey.
Austin Yancey, courtesy runner for George Kokenauer, the catcher. George's father told me a good way to remember the last name is imagine you're drinking a Coca-Cola an hour, a Coke an hour. So that's how you remember George's last name. Probably chased one a little high there, but good swing by the sophomore, Rochelle, Preston Rochelle. And this inning started off with a K strikeout to Nicholas Kropf, and then the walk to Kokenauer. Summerlin quickly ahead 0-2. Again, a lot of college talent out there today, whether it's committed or uncommitted. Just some good baseball players in this lineup. And Cooper Summerlin, you can see why he was highly touted after. Left-handed pitcher, going to be playing D2 ball at Belmont Abbey in Gaston County, right down the road from South Point, I believe. We should be back. I believe we're going to be back with you next week to watch Providence Day at Charlotte Christian, or as they like to call them, the school down the road, located about only a mile down the road. Hoping that it's a better matchup than last year. Charlotte Christian got the best of Providence Day in that matchup. I think Jack Beard was the player of the game in that one. A lot of good young talent on that Charlotte Christian team, but they're essentially the Yankees of the Charlotte area. Perennial winner that everybody else wants to knock off. So Summerlin still hanging in there, 0-2 against Preston. Rochelle. Ball up, 1-2 count. Beautiful campus here at Providence Day. You see Gordon Fieldhouse out there in left center field. Got the soccer, football. They got a football team here, Hunter?
Yes.
So I'll say it's the football, soccer, and everything else field behind us, or behind the field house there. Wild pitch. It looked like Summerlin was gunning for you on that one there, Hunter.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So wild pitch going to allow Yancey, the pinch runner, to move up to second. Say Hunter's going to have to rearrange the camera a little after that one. I think we're paused, too. Hey, Hunter, I think we're paused here, too.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so there's our first base angle. So big pitch coming up here, 1 out, runner on second. So runners in scoring position in both half of the – nice swing there by Preston. That's going to hang up for Reed Wilson out there in left field. So Preston Rochelle got some good barrel on it, but lines out to the left fielder. 2 outs now. I'll bring Rivera, the left fielder, up.
Batting in for the Chargers in right left field, senior number 7, Jack Rivera.
So Jack Rivera, the batter, in left field this evening.
Here we go. We're back. Oh, man.
Swing and a miss.
What happened?
So good stuff by Summerlin. It looks like sometimes I can get away from him when he tries to amp up the velo. He's just got so much horizontal break on that fastball. You can see it tailing arm side.
I think I got it. I think.
So 0-1 delivery. Swing. Hot fly in the middle of the field. Cam Cobb calls it. And that is out number 3. So 1 walk, 1 run left on base. No runs in. Heading into the top of the 3rd inning, it'll be Reed Wilson, the 9-hitter, and then back to the top with Cam Cobb and Xander Sutton. Well, if you're new to us, if this is the first time you've ever watched a broadcast, know that we're trying to promote baseball, not just for the love of the game, but also for the college recruiting aspect in Western North Carolina. We feel, we're from the mountains. We feel that we're kind of ignored out there. We have some good talent, but we like coming down to the foothills and even in the Charlotte because the talent, the depth does get deeper. But in covering all that baseball, we've started some social media accounts, right? So our Facebook, our X account, and our Instagram all have the same handle. It's BB University WNC. Again, BB University WNC. And if you're watching here on YouTube, we encourage you to like and subscribe so you can catch the rest of our broadcast, especially if you're a Providence Day fan. I think we're going to be back with you next week for that Charlotte Christian matchup. So again, Facebook, I think it's really good for the neighborhood communication. I think X is still really good for the college recruiting aspect. I don't think families need to pay for college recruiting websites and services. I think X is all you need for a profile. And then Instagram, I was joking with some of the Providence Day kids before the game. Like, I guess it's fun for sharing creative content, but every time I log on, I just feel like I get lost in the teenager social media world. I don't really want anything to deal with. I see all these crazy pics coming up. But, we put our highlights out there on Instagram too. And you can also check us out on our website, baseballu.org. So again, if you're already subscribed, we thank you. And if you're not subscribed, please join us. So Thomas Daly back up. And he's going to start with the number 9 hitter. Good place to start an inning before turning the lineup over. Again, sent out the link to a bunch of college coaches today, but Friday is always the same scenario. There's a bunt popped up, and it's going to hit that brick wall for a foul ball strike. On Fridays, what are college coaches doing?
What, playing ball?
They're playing ball. So these Friday games are replay heavy for college coaches. So for you players that are now in the future and this game is over and you're watching the replay, do like some of those Stuart Kramer kids did. And they cut their clips out, they share them, they go back and they share it with the college coaches that they want to play for. And then we'll be catching up on our social media stuff here over the next couple weeks and cutting up all these highlights and posting them as well. Swing and a miss. 2 strikes now to Reed Wilson. Again, Reed, we met Reed last year when he was playing at South Point. Pitched in that Tuscola game, and I believe he threw in the Stuart Kramer game we saw as well. Very good arm, mid-8s. Transferred to Gaston Christian this year and reclassed, now at 27. It's another full year of varsity baseball. Full count now. And if you're Daly, you want to stick with the theme of pounding the zone, not trying to jinx me. I'll knock on wood here, but no walks have been distributed yet by Thomas Daly. And with this being the number 9 hitter, you think he just goes after him with his best fastball? Yes, he does. Strike 3. That's the 5th one of the game for the Denison commit.
Number 2, Camden Cobb.
And the PTSD for a second.
Say the nice thing here, I was going to say I just pulled out the radar gun, and Hunter about had a conniption remembering last year Charlotte Christian and their 55 radar guns, which, you know, long story short, when you do these live streams in Wi-Fi, radar guns work on the same frequency and pause and disrupt the broadcast. But now that we're all wired in, I can pull out my radar gun with ease, at will, and fire away. So we'll get you some radar gun readings here on these pitchers here. Back at the top of the lineup, and Cam Cobb. Cam can play all 9 positions. Started his high school career at Crest, transferred to Gaston Christian a couple seasons ago. Oh, and that ball is under the glove of Sherry on the backhand. So Cam Cobb reaches. What do you think? Base hit? You say E6? Fair enough. So E6, Cam Cobb reaching on a ball hitting the hole there, but under the glove of Shirey. Maybe Xander Sutton comes up with 1 out now. I think Shirey had the right idea, coming in trying to catch it on the run on the short hop. Cam Cobb with good speed. He is a stolen base threat out there. Cam truly can play all 9. He was a starting catcher at Crest a couple years ago, and coming over to Gaston Christian, especially with Xander Sutton behind the plate, he started moving around a lot more in that Grace Christian Championship game. I believe we saw Cam start in center, come in and pitch. He caught, and I think he played second base as well, so I believe he played 4 positions in that game. Going to be playing for Coach Hill, Coach Glosson up at King University, part of the SAC Division II conference. I was impressed with King's recruiting plan this year for 26s. They were going heavy after the high school guys compared to most Division IIs that were strictly transfers. Again, the average age of a college baseball player right now is 22 years old. So, again, if that's the average, that means there's 23 and 24, maybe some 25-year-olds out there as well. A lot of our 17, 18-year-old high school graduates, they run into some adults up there at the college level trying to find playing time. So Division II, there goes Cobb. The pitch was high, so it gave Kokenauer a really good opportunity to throw that baseball down there. Bang, bang play, but Cobb just under the tag. That was a good throw by Kokenauer. Right on the bag. But Cobb got a good jump, so he's out there at second with 1 out.
Got 1 and 2 up. 1 and 2. Thank you so much.
So again, with King recruiting heavy out of the high schoolers, they're trying to see if they can find some talent that the other D2s are passing over for the transfer guys. Backside swing here by Sutton is going to hang up out there for Rochelle. But, or no, it's Raven out there in right field. Sorry. So that ball was hit really hard. Nice job by Cobb to get back to the bag and tag and take the extra base. So it's an out in the books for Sutton, but it does move the runner Cobb up to third base here with 2 outs. I bring Noah Cooper up. Noah had a hard single in the first inning. It was the first hit of this baseball game. Again, been impressed with Daly. Just pounding the zone, going after these hitters. Not afraid to work with runners on base. Ball in the hole. Picked up by Croc, thrown across for out number 3. So nice piece of glove work there. Leaves the runner at third, so we have no hits, no runs. The 1 error. Runner left at third, heading into the bottom of the third. We'll start at the number 9 hole as well. So it'll be Raven, Ward, and Shirey to lead off the third inning.
Talk about CHEM-BAC.
Yep. So let's tell you a little bit more about our exclusive sponsors today. We want to thank CHEM-BAC Laboratories and High Speed Gear for bringing us into town. Again, this is one of our exclusive broadcasts. It's off the 25-game schedule, and we've enjoyed coming to Providence Day the last couple of years, so a few businesses got together to bring us in and help us fill the sponsorships. So let's thank CHEM-BAC. CHEM-BAC is a full-service testing laboratory that's been in business for over 50 years. The longevity of the company is an attribute to the quality data, timely turnaround, and competitive pricing. Their staff is comprised of chemists, bacteriologists, and engineers with expertise covering analytics, physical, and bacteriological testing. So we appreciate the heck out of them. And I'll tell you, I find this stuff interesting. Basically, everything needs to be tested. Everything needs to go through a review, right? And that's what CHEM-BAC does. I saw they do a lot of work in the petroleum world, the polymer world. So it's the fuels, the plastics. They're looking in the microbiology and water and things. So, I mean, they're doing the little things to try to protect us and make sure that we're not getting invaded by microbiology, bacteriology. And again, we want to thank High Speed Gear. Again, I'm a big fan of Second Amendment rights, and they're doing a great job of creating tactical gear that's trusted by the military, law enforcement, and responsible citizens worldwide. So they were founded in 1999, born the same year as Hunter in North Carolina, and they design and build innovative, purpose-driven equipment like the taco pouches. And again, that is a copyright, so taco, T-A-C-O. So again, big fan of CHEM-BAC and High Speed Gear. We appreciate them jumping in to help us. And again, with High Speed Gear, if you use that code BUILTUSA10, BUILTUSA10 at checkout, you'll earn 10% off. I think I know what I'm doing this evening. I wonder if they have those tactical gloves. You ever have a pair of those with the hard knuckles? Those things are just cool for working in the yard, let alone like, military or law enforcement. But like if you're working, pulling like big logs or just working on your car with metals, like I'll wear those tactical gloves with the hard knuckles just so I can protect my dainty hands. So Summerlin out for inning number 3 here. He's got leadoff hitter here, the right fielder, Raven. Ball just above the zone. Count is 2-0.
Yep.
So again, Brendan Raven, number 9 hitter, strokes one into left field through that 5-5 hole. Can't ask for more from your 9-hole hitter. Oh, wait. Did I miss our first batter already?
Strikeout.
Oh, my gosh. That was me reading the
3-pitch strikeout.
That's what happens when I'm turning into the ad reader. So never mind. Raven is a strikeout victim. That's Colin Ward with the hard single. He's 2 for 2. And don't put me in charge of ad reads anymore. So leadoff K, that happened so fast I didn't even notice it. And then Colin Ward with the sliced single improves his day. His box scored at 2-2. Now bring Owen Shirey up for a second time. Summerlin got him in on the hands for a weak pop-up to the first baseman as first AB. And Shirey played for those South Charlotte Panthers this past summer and fall, seeing some of the best competition on the showcase circuit. Left-handed swinger, right-handed thrower, also a talented pitcher. He's one of Coach Bondo's top arms in the bullpen, but I believe he pitched this week in one of those Charlotte Latin games, so he is spent. Runs well. Came out to a prospect filming with us back in November of 2024, I believe it was. And we did some live highlight work for him this past fall to try to capture his athleticism. Potential 5-tool guy. Strong arm. I think his arm reaches 90s across the diamond. And again, I told you about my comp. Reminds me of Grady Sizemore with that swing. No wind. The American flag is limp out there in the right field flagpole. Again, Summerlin with a tough pickoff move. Got to give it to Shirey for holding in on that one. That ball buzzed right across the bill of his cap. Fearless. Summerlin had the one pickoff earlier in the game, but unfortunately, Ward was able to steal the base. We'll see if Ward tries to take off again. Again, he stole the base in the first inning on the pickoff attempt. Beat the throw from Browning as he tried to fire it into second base. 3-0 delivery. Think he's got green light? I guess not. Probably not this early on. No scoring. Trying to get base runners. Hitters count, though, 3-1. Three-one delivery coming from Summerlin. Nope, it's a pickoff. As the sun starts to head off to the east, get behind the trees here that line the right side of our field. What? Or west, sorry. Good God. Some sort of bizarro, dystopian world are we living in. So sun setting to the west, behind the trees, casting the shadows here across the infield and in the right field. It's a straight call. Shirey thought he had ball 4. Tell you, Karsten Green's got the best job of the outfielders right now. He's got some shade out there in right field, where his counterparts are baking in the sun. Noah Cooper and Reed Wilson prefer to be on the right side of the field today. Second base, first base, right field is a place to be. Time called here. So full count, 1 out. Shirey's got speed out the box. Ward's got speed at first. Send the runner here. Little hit and run.
I would. Get the infielders moving.
No go. Ooh, close, but just below the zone. Shirey takes ball 4. 2 base runners now, first and second for the Chargers. How you doing with that pollen there, Hunter? It's been I was gonna say allergy central.
It's just all.
I say you got pollen all. Yeah, I seen you wipe your screen twice. You got pollen all over you.
It's still there.
You saw me crawling around on the roof of Sims Legion Park yesterday. I came down looking like I was the man in the yellow hat from Curious George, covered in yellow pollen. Strike call to Adams. Rush Adams, the strikeout victim, his first time up. I feel like I've adapted to the pollen down here. I don't feel like I get the allergies. What kills me down here is the weather change up in the mountains, where it can be 80 one day and then 32 the next. That's what gets my sinuses going. A beautiful day here. Again, 85 was the temperature high. We're tucked back behind home plate with PA announcer Tim Denali. Nice and cool. Backside foul ball. Bounces in and out of the dugout for Gaston Christian.
Maybe you can go crawl in the dugout some more here in a little bit.
Camera 2 down again?
Oh, it's been down.
Been down.
So
it don't even matter which power box it is?
I shut it off and to charge a little bit. I think it's just because it charged.
So
it dropped so much battery.
So it is charging right now.
Yeah, we'll see.
Turn it back on here in a minute. I got you. I'll say if you do some ad reads here in the mid-inning, I can go do that one. It's a great camera angle, too. That ball is way outside, going to bounce off of Sutton's glove. Wild pitch. Moves Ward and Shirey up a base. Best scoring opportunity of the day for the Chargers with 1 out, 2 runners in scoring position in the middle of the lineup. Middle of the order batters here in Adams and Trevor Yancey on deck. Chargers dugout starting to come to life out there. Here's the pitch from Summerlin. Hit in front of the plate. Sutton looks the runner back at third, throws to first. That ball's going to bounce off Browning's glove. The runner will reach safely. Bases loaded now as there was no advancement. E3 or E2? Because, I mean, he was stretching, but it looked like he was still on the bag.
The bases are loaded, 1 down.
I mean, that's a good inside throw. You got to set up with your foot there and catch it, beating it. So I don't know.
Was his feet set up correctly, or was he left foot on the bag open to the throw, or was he trying to stretch?
When in those type of scenarios, you need to be right here.
Yeah,
with
left
your
foot
on the bag.
Was he?
Yeah, look.
He was. So I guess
he was perpendicular.
If his left foot's on the bag, I'm going to go ahead and say it's an E2 then.
That's tough.
Yep, that is tough. So bases loaded now. Got a pitching conference here with Coach Lowry. Again, Coach Lowry and Coach Bondurant. Been as far as you can take this game. Professional baseball. Both of them were drafted.
You can watch the replay of this game, or you can even watch it live by going to baseball.
I like.
Providence Day,
I love how Coach Bondurant has a third base coach, has one of his coaches in at third base. But I love how he too also backs up behind the third base coach. It almost looks like Providence Day has 2 third base coaches. Love it. You probably remember when we were coaching together, when I was down in the third base box, I would just be all over the place. I could be like down by that 320 sign. I could be hanging out against the dugout. Like
it's interesting. Head coaches usually coach third in the public sector, but in the private sector, you have a first and third base coach. You have base running coaches. So your head coach is more of a manager.
Ground ball towards the middle. Oh, it's going to bounce off of Rose shin. 1 run in, 2 runs in. So E4 is going to lead to 2 unearned runs and a lead for your Providence Day Chargers, up 2-0 now here in the 3rd inning. So again, Coach Bondurant's got to be happy about this. His starting pitcher Thomas Daly working hard, filling the zone. That was the worry for the Chargers today, was bullpen depth after 2 conference games. So right now, no problem for Providence Day. The pitcher's rolling and they're scoring runs. Still only 1 out. 2 errors in the inning, so Gaston Christian giving a couple away.
Not even a bad play, it's just the way the ball bounced. It kind of was like a halfway hop.
Yep.
And he was in the middle of it, and he was probably thinking too much. Do I toss it? Do I throw it? Like, I'm not going to put words or thoughts in his brain, but I know when I played second, sometimes you get in that, you don't know where you're going because the runner's so quick on first.
Active feet is the key. So if that ball's hit right to you, it's almost like chopping in place, coming forward as you chop those feet, trying to pick the short hop or the.
Remember about 9 years ago, decleating became the thing in college, and then about 7 years ago, it hit high school.
Yep.
I brought it to North Henderson.
Decleating?
Yeah.
I feel like it's always been a thing. I learned my decleating by watching Brooks Robinson of the Orioles, not live, but just highlights, because that's
no one did it at North until
Really, man, I'll tell you, D. Cleaton's always been a part of the game. Like Brooks Robinson, watching him.
I mean, like,
I'm from
actively,
Baltimore.
like,
Go back and watch those old Orioles highlights. Like Brooks Robinson would like take to the air and have his feet hit the ground right when the ball was hitting the mid of the catcher or the barrel of the bat.
well, see, that's what I'm saying, because having that hop
Yep.
versus, you know, you'd be
Flat-footed.
active feet walking around, whatever, but no one really had that true D cleat where your cleats leave the dirt. And that wasn't really a thing for a while.
And again, as for those kids at home, you're trying to time it. Whereas you do your little hop, your feet are hitting the ground right when the ball arrives into the catcher's mitt. So if they do hit it, your feet are hitting the ground right when they hit the barrel, and you have that instant reaction where you can bounce left, right, as opposed to being flat-footed and caught sleeping. So Croft the hitter. That's Yancey on first base. He was the one that hit that shot the second. It was E4. First and third now. Summerlin misses up and away. Croft was a strikeout victim in the second. Summerlin has collected 3 Ks in this game. Only 2 walks.
How's that possible?
Probably catching some sort of security radar or something. So my radar gun started showing 111. I was like, surely that ain't the velo. 81 mile per hour fastball there, hit into right field. Can of corn caught.
Providence Day breaks through with a couple of runs in that third, a couple of errors as well.
Actually, no, it was Kokenauer on the fly out. What did the batter before Kokenauer do there? That was the last hit. Strikeout. Yeah, I'm falling behind on my box scores. So anyway, that was a walk, a hit, 2 errors lead to 2 runs. Heading into the top of the 4th inning, Gaston Christian trailing 2-0. It'll be Anthony Morano, Carter Rowe, and Bug Green. You want me to go hit that thing? You
Yeah,
do
go
some
turn
ad
it on.
reads?
See what it is. Yeah, into the third here. I want to appreciate CHEM-BAC and High Speed Gear one more time for being our exclusive sponsors. As you'll see in the upper part of your screen, as we head to the top of the 4th, even number innings are for High Speed Gear. Odd number innings are for CHEM-BAC. And there's no rhyme or reason to that. It's just how I put them in. Nice day at Providence Day School, Gil Murdoch Field.
Leading off the 4th inning for Gaston Christian, for 24, Anthony Morano.
Ball up to start. Foul back into the net for Anthony Morano. That should not be 2-0. That should be 1-1. And 2's back online. Thank you, Ryan. That's ball high. Bailey letting some pitches fly here, trying to Get back. Even count.
Yeah, thank you, though. I appreciate it. Thanks for letting me know.
3-1 count for Daly. Trying to see if Morano can get a base runner on here for the Eagles. Baltimore chopped to third base. And he can't snag it there. Oh, man. What do you get that?
Didn't even see it. Just got back. What do I miss?
I mean,
Leadoff hitter?
it's got to be on the throw.
E3.
E3. Watch a replay right here. Baltimore chop. Yeah, it is.
So E6,
E3.
E5. Third baseman.
Or, yeah, E5. Excuse me.
Sun sets in the east and E3, and we're all.
Everything's just backwards today.
I do think that camera's good to go, though, because it was powered up when I got there.
Power?
And the green was on the it was charging on the battery.
The thing
too.
is, it just uses more battery than it recharges. So, like, when it starts at 100, it usually gets to 80. But if it's under 10%, it's always going to battle with that low power mode.
Pickoff attempt here. So Morano reaches on the E5. Carter Rowe now the batter. Fourth inning. Gaston still looking to break the goose egg here and find their first run. I can see Colin Ward out there in center field shading his eyes from that bright sun. So that must be a tough angle for him out there. Owen Shirey at shortstop with the shades on. Yancey with glasses at the top of his hat if he needs them.
That sun getting a little bit lower. What time we got? We got 5:41 p.m. So a couple hours till sunset's getting. It's the worst time to drive down 85. I can tell you that.
Anytime's the worst time to drive down 85.
Saw that today.
Man. Swing, a drive to deep right field. Off the glove. In front of Raven, though, so keeps it in the park. I hope he's okay out there. Ran into the aluminum fencing out there, limping around a bit. Made a good read on it. I couldn't tell at first. I was hoping he didn't Jose Canseco would knock it over the fence, but it lands in front of him, so it'll be a double for Carter Rowe. And we are hoping Brendan Raven is okay out there in right field.
Knocked out him.
Well, he's holding his hip, and it looks like the knee or the leg is a little gimpy. So Coach Bonda ran out to the mound, try to give his right fielder a little bit of time here. Best scoring opportunity now of the day for the Gaston Christian Eagles, trying to strike back after giving up the 2 runs there in the bottom of the third. Again, I want to thank our sponsors today, CHEM-BAC and High Speed Gear, and then our away team sponsor. Taking pics here, Coach, with Tim Denali. He's the PA announcer here with Providence Day, so I had to pause for a quick photo op.
Let's see. There we go. First and third in there.
So going to make a pitch and change here. Nice job by Daly. Works 3 innings. He's responsible for the 2 runners on base here, even though Anthony Morano would be an unearned run. So final line for Daly. And again, Daly normally working in relief so I'm not sure where his arm was built up to. But 3 innings, strikeouts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Ks. Most important number, in my opinion, 0 walks. Gives up 1, 2, 3 hits total. So 3 innings pitched, 0 runs so far. 3 hits, 0 walks, 5 Ks. So nice overall performance by Thomas Daly. He is responsible for the 2 runners out there at second and third. And we're going to have a pitch and change here. Coach Bondo going to the bullpen. This is what we talked about in the keys of the game, was how many arms they have left after their 2 conference games. So it'll be number 30.
Job.
As Sam Job. Now, when I was looking on the Providence Day Max Prep, I don't think they have the grad years listed. So Sam might be one of those freshmen that coach was telling me about. He was telling me about a young man named Cooper Renezeski, a very tall pitcher, but he was telling me about another arm. It might have been Job, but he had a couple freshman arms that he was excited about. But this is Sam Job. We'll see if we can get you a grad year in a second. Here's the pitch. Goes the curveball. Hey, Tim, do you know what grad year Sam is?
9th grade. Freshman.
He is one of those freshman pitchers. Yep. So Sam coming in as a freshman.
Hit that key to the game for you.
Yep. What's that? The bullpen
The
depth? Oh, yeah. Picked up by Yancey. He's going to throw to first for 1 out. That does get the run in, though. So Morano scores the first run of the game for Gaston Christian on the RBI ground out by Bug Green. Bring Caden Brown in the plate. So that run is charged to Daly, but it is an unearned run. He is still responsible for Carter Rowe out there, so we'll see what the final line is. So Job coming in about 79, 80 miles per hour right now. Good heat for the freshman. So infield is in for Providence Day. Foul ball back to the netting and off of the bricks here. 2-1 count for Job. So Caden Browning, second AB of the day for Caden, struck out in the second inning. So 1 out recorded here on the Bug Green RBI ground out. Here's the pitch from the young freshman. So Caden Brown trying to even this game up, push something through the infield, maybe a sac fly. There's a swing and a pop fly. Foul onto the, was that the soccer fields over there?
Lacrosse.
Practice lacrosse fields. Lacrosse, I was going to say that was very popular at Christ School, but I don't think it's made its way to the public schools yet.
In the mountains. Here it's.
Is it in the high schools
Oh,
too?
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
wow. Did not know that. I'm from Maryland, so lacrosse was like the sport when we were growing up. I liked playing it, but never played it in season because of baseball.
It never took flight in the mountains.
It's a cool sport. I mean, created by the Native Americans. You know, it's like a combo of like hockey, football, soccer. I don't even know, but it's a fun one. Swing and another foul ball here, coming up behind us and onto the netting. And It's going to stay up there. So,
Adds to the collection.
Well placed foul ball. It is now 5 baseballs that have settled in on that netting. We need a very tall stick or a very tall ladder to get those baseballs
For a flying
down.
dog.
Or a drone. Ooh, just missed outside on the fastball.
Maybe high-speed gear can get us a tactical drone.
Some sort of tactical drone to get up there and grab that. So what do we
That's
got
not the
here?
worst thing to happen there because it sets up the double play.
Yeah, first and third, though. So they might challenge Kokenauer and the young freshman pitcher, the battery here, especially with the lefty in the box, Summerlin. Summerlin being a lefty is going to obstruct that runner a little bit. So infield at halfway. Third baseman Croft still up. Summerlin shows bunt, pulls back for ball 1. So again, 2-1 baseball game here. Providence Day holding on to the slim lead. Nice bunt, safety bunt here. Throws to first for 1. The run is going to score on the safety squeeze. So nice job by Summerlin. Gets the RBI squeeze on the sac bunt. The young freshman pitcher didn't turn to look the runner back because Rowe did not take off right away. If he would have put eyes on him, he may have been able to keep him there. It's 2 outs.
And a tie game.
But again, if Job takes a second to look the runner back, he might have been able to keep Rowe at bay there. So 2-2 is the score. Reed Wilson, number 9 hitter, up now with 2 outs. That run is going to be charged to Daly, so 2 runs given up by Daly, 1 earned in 3 innings. Still a noble effort. No decision now.
Well, not a no decision yet.
He's not responsible for those runners, so he will have a no decision. Job is on the hook now with the runners on base. So runner on second. Swing and a drive into the gap. Cullen Ward is over. So is Rivera. Makes a diving play. An amazing play out there by the senior captain. I was worried that ball was headed for the fence. But then out of nowhere, Cullen Ward comes diving into the gap to take one away and save this tie game, keeping it as it is. So it may just be a FO8 in the books, but what a gold glove play by Ward to keep this at a tie game. So in the inning, we had an error, 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 runs in. Heading into the bottom of the 4th, the Chargers are going to be sending Rochelle, Rivera, and Raven. So triple R's coming to the plate in the 4th inning. So this one just got a little bit more dramatic. Summerlin coming back out for his 4th inning of work. And I know this is not technically a conference game, but boy, oh boy. So I know we don't have our next level play of the game, but Hunter's still going to be cutting some play of the game highlights.
We got a play of the game.
And Cullen Ward right now up for play of the game. So we got a couple different angles on that Hunter's going to cut up, and we'll show you at the either in the last inning or the post game. Again, trying to use some new software this year. It allows us to cut and pull clips. Still not instantaneous. Still got to try to find more and more on the sponsorship side to get into the world of high-level production. But for 3 years in, started 3 years ago with just me and an iPad, I think we've come a long way. Big thanks to Hunter Street for developing not developing a plan to utilize the software these last 2 years. The big change this season is wiring everything in. So Ethernet. Big chopper here. Cobb comes back, chooses the big hop. Nice pick. Oh, no, Browning not able to come up with that one. I thought he picked it. With that throw being in the dirt, that'll be an E6 on the throw. And I'll bring Rivera up now with a runner on first base. How many errors you got in this game, Hunter?
5 total.
That's too many for a private school this matchup here. See much cleaner games at the private school level. So too many errors today. Still not as many errors as last night's game, which was on turf.
It's turf.
It's turf. So number 7 up now. It's Jack Rivera. Jack in left field this evening. Again, Summerlin, the lefty's hard to run on. Got a good pickoff move.
Where'd that miss?
Maybe that ball's tailing outside. He's got a lot of arm side run. So if he's missing outside, it's barely.
I mean, that's...
Some will call it, ABS system. I don't know.
We'll start doing that during the broadcast.
Pick-off attempt here.
I wonder how many successful ABS attempts there were yesterday on opening day.
It's interesting. I don't know if I like it. I like the human element of the game, but maybe challenging it is the human element, you know? It's just the game's evolving a little bit. As an Orioles fan, I remember a broadcast last year where Eddie Murray, Hall of Fame first baseman, came into the box. He was talking to Jim Palmer and the other commentators, and like he just came off so bitter towards the current state of the game. It was almost like cut this broadcast, like Eddie Murray was about to start cussing or something. But it was just like such a ho hum, like this game ain't even close to what it was. And I don't
Do
know
you
what to
think
make
it
of
is?
it because like athletically, physically, I think it's much more improved. Like, you know, me growing up in the 90s, we didn't have access. There's a swing and a dying quail that's run down by Cam Cobb at shortstop. But we didn't have any throwing programs or bands or private trainers. I'm sure it was happening. But the one thing I felt our generation did that this newer generation doesn't do is just play pickup baseball. Right? We played a lot of pickup baseball, like getting friends together. If it was 10 kids, we play 5-on-5 and get a whole dang team in the neighborhood. Tennis balls, baseballs, whatever we could use, but just swinging, throwing, going through the motions more, looking to do baseball things in our off time. Pickoff attempt here by Sanders Sutton, swing and a miss by Browning on the tag. So the young man, Raquel, lucky to get back in on that quick pick by Sutton. There's Raven, the hitter. Again, ran into that fence out there last inning. So hopefully his legs are feeling a little better. Oh, looking at the replay here, Browning may have had him by 2 inches. So he may have been out putting that tag on. Barely nipped him. That's a pass. Oh, that's a wild pitch. That's going to let Raquel move up one station.
I mean, the throw beat it, the tag beat it. Now, was there a tag, though?
I guess that is the question.
It's hard. Did he whiff?
Yeah.
That's a cool screenshot.
Yeah.
Give it to the umpire after the game. Say, good call, maybe. What'd you see that I didn't?
Pitch to Raven, squares the bunt, pulls back, takes ball 4.
Had an umpire during Legion come up to us one time and say, hey, can you send me that link so I can improve? And I'm like, I like that. Young guy. Actually was calling one of our games the other day.
Umpiring's not easy. It's a thankless job, but we got to try to respect our umps. Coach Lowry comes out. He's going to go ahead and make a pitching change. So that's the end of the day for Cooper Summerlin. We'll give you a final line on him in a minute. Let's see who they're going to bring in next. All right, so Summerlin, it's 3 1/3 right now. He's responsible for the 2 runners at first and second. He allowed the 2 runs, which were unearned. So 2 runs unearned at the moment. Again, he's responsible for these 2 on base. One of those runs would be unearned as well. Strikes out 1, 2, 3, 4 in the game. Walks 1, 2, 3. Allows 1, 2 hits. So only 2 hits allowed by Summerlin. 3 1/3. 2 runs unearned. On the 2 hits, 3 walks. That's probably the one crooked number he didn't want. And 4 Ks. He is responsible for these 2 runners out there. So we'll see. We'll see here how
Anthony
Morano performs in relief. So again, Morano, we told you about him in the pregame. He's the big stick in the lineup this year that transferred in. Not sure where he transferred in. I think it might have been a South Carolina school. But first year at Gaston Christian in his senior year. Started this game at third, now pitching. And he's going to be asked to try to keep this a tie ball game with runners on first and second. And it's going to be the top of the lineup in Cullen Ward. Cullen Ward having a good game. He's 2 for 2. Scored a run, stole base.
Center fielder, number 6, Cullen Ward.
So Anthony Morano heading off to Anderson University next year down in South Carolina, not too far from us. Some time called here by the leadoff hitter, Ward. And Ward, a great athlete, senior. I don't think he's looking to play sports in college, but he's had a heck of a high school career, captain of this team. Morano goes with the that was a little slider. That came in at 80, so a little cutter or slider there. Coming in with some 80-mile-per-hour heat on the breaking pitch. See where Morano's fastball is sitting. 0-1 delivery coming. Goes back to the spinner. Misses up. 79 on the gun on that one. So we get 2-2. No lights here at the Providence Day baseball field. Near impossible to do it the way it's butted up here to the property line. Daytime baseball for you. 88 on the fastball there. So good heat of the right-hander. So 2-1 pitch coming up. And Morano got to go right after these batters here. Try to get some outs. Keep this game tied. Goes back to the spinner, 78. That's a high velo spinner. That's going to be tough. So Cobb and Rowe holding that runner tight at second base. If Ward can get the barrel out in front of one, might be able to go through that 5-5 hole. Curveball sails outside at 80 miles per hour. Full count now. Got to be on your toes here. You're a base runner. Good secondaries. Trying to stay out of double play. Morano, full count. See if he goes back to that spinner maybe. Seems comfortable with it. Goes to the heat, 89 on the fastball. Fouled away.
Survives.
So 88 and 89 on the fastball readings. It's good heat from the senior. Say Summerlin was sitting low 8s on his fastball. Summerlin cranking it up a notch. Ooh, 90-mile-per-hour fastball, fouled away. So it's climbing, 88, 89, 90. Would it be safe to assume the next one's 91?
Well, those trends, then sure.
I think I'd go back to the curveball here. Try to get it over for a strike. Just see if you can buckle those knees a little bit if he's trying to time up 90. And then an 80-mile-per-hour curveball drops in. Ooh, fastball misses outside. 88 on the gun. So ball 4. Bases loaded now for Owen Shirey. It's a good bat to have in there in a situation like this. Not just because Owen's a good hitter, but because of the technicalities here. You got the man on third here, who is Rochelle. He's got a steady, clear look into home plate now with the lefty in the box, so he can notice any pass balls or wild pitches immediately. So again, that runner on third base got a wide open view for any pass balls, dirt balls. If you're Shirey, you're trying to be quick out the box just in case you do put it on the ground. See how that double play. One out, but forces it all bases. 2-2 tie. 87-mile-per-hour fastball taken for a strike. 1-1 count. Say Shirey doesn't need to be overly aggressive as Moreno is having a little trouble finding the zone. Make him come to you. So 2-1 because there's nowhere to put him. So Moreno motioning to the dugout that he doesn't know where he missed there.
Pull up. Pull out.
Swing and a foul tip into that mitt. So power versus power there. 87 on the fastball. So even at twos here, 2-2. Moreno going from the windup. So Rochelle should be able to get a good secondary lead down there. I'm not a fan of windup when you got a runner on third. I just think it allows too much comfort from that runner at third. You can probably get halfway down that line on a secondary. Full count. So big action pitch coming. Again, runners not going on this one. Only one out. But they should absolutely get better secondaries than I've been seeing on the last couple pitches. Try to stay out of double play. Foul tip on the 89-mile-per-hour fastball. So Morano been about 87 to 89 this inning. We've seen 190.
190?
190. 190. Nope. 190-mile-per-hour fastball, and mostly the rest in the upper 80s. Ooh. That was the right pitch to throw. Absolutely froze Shirey. But they do not get the call. The catcher Sutton, the pitcher Morano, and the umpires, or excuse me, the coaches asking the umpire where they missed. He said outside. Oof. So it's an RBI walk, a go-ahead RBI walk for Shirey. Michelle's the runner that comes in from third. Raven over to third. Ward at second. Shirey at first.
See? Just had a walk. What did Rush do?
Swing.
No.
Take it.
Took the first pitch.
Sorry, I was messing with my book, so I didn't know.
What happened the last two nights?
They all swing.
Yeah, they'd be swinging, and what'd they do? Pop up.
Good breaking. That's a good breaking pitch from Morano there. 80-mile-per-hour breaker. And ball backside, picked up by Browning, gets one at first, tagged it home. An excellent double play ends the inning, keeps this score 3-2. Wow. So that's 3-2. Shooting down Raven at the plate. So holy moly. So gets the force out of first, steps on the bag, spins and throws home. Since he hit the bag with his foot, that means it needed to be a tag. Sutton applied it, double play. Excellent defensive web gem. Keeps this 3-2. Heading into the top of the fifth inning, it's the top of the lineup. And Cam Cobb, Xander Sutton, and Noah Cooper.
So is that two left on base, I guess?
Technically, yes. Great play by Browning over there. I know he's had some near picks, right? He almost picked a couple. He's probably a little frustrated with himself over there. So a nice defensive play by Browning. He's got to feel a lot better about his defensive prowess after that and just keeping this team only one run behind, definitely within striking distance. So again, we want to thank all our sponsors today, CHEM-BAC, High Speed Gear, Rounders. But we also want to shout out our Patreon. Again, we've been running a Patreon for about a year now. We got 121 members, and we like to think that we have the best coverage and content of Western North Carolina baseball available. Again, we usually praise it as west of Charlotte. We're in Charlotte today. But again, if you want to go check out patreon.com/BB University WNC, memberships start for only $1. We also have tiers of 5, 10, 20 that are attached to the merch, and then 50 and 100, which are attached to a scholarship fund that we're trying to build. We've given out a $500 scholarship the last 2 years. And this year, with I think we have 3 $50 members, so it's $25 a month that goes towards building that that scholarship. And I want to say last I checked, we're about $700, $750 up. So appreciate all our Patreon members, especially those that are feeling philanthropic, want to join that $50 and $100 membership and help us build scholarships for our players out here in Western North Carolina. So top of the fifth here, Cam Cobb up for a third time. Cam reached on an error in the third, stole base.
We're still technically in Western North Carolina. You're in the western half.
Yep.
I don't know how you categorize geography here.
Swing the drive. That ball is heading down the left field line. It is fair. Cobb around first. He's going to speed towards second and get there standing up. Leadoff double for Cam Cobb. So against the King University commit right there, and the jack of all trades can play all 9 positions for you. Cam got the barrel out in front. Didn't get the fattest part of the barrel, but got enough to stroke it down the left field line for extra bases. Now brings Xander Sutton, dangerous Xander Sutton, up. He's flown out to deep center and flown out to right field tonight, so I've been elevating that baseball. I saw Xander go yard in that Grace Christian game, championship game last year. So he definitely got some pop in the bat. And he's going to fist one into right field there, just past the reach of Yancey. Cam Cobb had to hold up and make sure that ball got through. It was off the hands and drifted in the air for a minute, but station to station for Cobb. He heads to third. Now first and third for Noah Cooper. Noah 1 for 2. He had the first hit of this game back in the top of the first, a 2-out single. Grounded out to third base in the third inning. And Sam Jobe out there for his second inning of work. Noah Cooper in center field. Very athletic young man. Takes the curveball for strike 1. So again, Sam Jobe, the freshman, being turned to here on a Friday. Part of that varsity depth here for Coach Bondo. Swing, and Cooper's going to push one foul over into the neighborhood.
See, that's a neighborhood. It's not a community, it's a neighborhood.
Western North Carolina's got communities. Charlotte area's got neighborhoods.
Well, Charlotte has communities, and West North Carolina has neighborhoods. Just not in the way you describe. Oh, man.
So Noah, we know Noah. He came out and did a prospect film with us back in August. Forest City is one of the top prospects at that particular filming. And got his films done, worked with him for a couple weeks, and decided JUCO route was best for him, and landed with Coach Grigg, Coach Barker, over at Cleveland, Coach Groovy. So there's a good coaching staff over there at the Yetis. Ooh, Cooper. Noah Cooper chasing the high curveball, helped him out a little bit there. Strike 3. So trying to knock those runs in, jumping out his shoes a little bit. It's going to remain first and third with 1 out here. But it goes back to one of our keys of the game earlier on, Anthony Morano. We talked about loading him up for Morano. He leads the team in home runs, leads the team in RBIs, has a double this evening already. So this is the batter they want, down by 1, trying to get that lead back. So we just saw Morano pumping 90-mile-per-hour fastballs. Now he's going to try to square one up against the freshman Jobe. So Jobe's sitting more at that 76, 77 range. I think we saw a 79 last inning. Runner goes. Throw down by Kokenauer. right on the money, but pops out of the glove of Yancey, so he will be safe. Cam Cobb stays at third base, so no advancement there, so it'll be a stolen base for Sutton. Second and third now, no force plays. And after Sutton stole that base, they're going to pinch run with number 15. See if we can get you a name there. So courtesy runner for the catcher. If I see it, number 15 on this list. So I'm not sure who's running out there. So I was looking at Coach Lowry's lineup. I don't see a number 15 listed. Not sure. So ball four to Marano. They decided to just go ahead and put him on. Had the base open. Didn't want to face the dangerous Marano. Now they got to face dangerous Carter Rose. 1 for 2 with the double. He scored a run back in the fourth inning there too. Now visit here from Coach Bondo. Come check on his freshman. And I'm going to try to hop on Max Preps and figure out who the heck number 15 is. Again, we want to thank our sponsors tonight. Again, we couldn't be doing any of these broadcasts without our sponsors. And this is an exclusive sponsored broadcast, which means we have our 25-game schedule. This one is off of that 25-game schedule. We drop our regular sponsors to recognize some special sponsors that allowed this game to happen. And I believe they're trying to bring us back for next week's Charlotte Christian matchup, and that allots one more open date for exclusive broadcast. So if there's anybody out there that likes what we're doing, they like the college recruiting aspect of what we're doing, they want to bring us in for a particular game with their own sponsors, definitely look us up. Tonight it was CHEM-BAC and High Speed Gear. So much appreciative of those two companies.
Yes, it's chemistry, bacteria?
Bacteriology. So Joe missing at the top of the zone here.
High Speed Gear, when I first saw that name in the Excel sheet, I was thinking,
Internet?
nah.
Internet router?
I was thinking it was some kind of baseball gear, like bats or glove. Honestly thought the mitts, sliding mitts or something like that.
So Carter Rose swinging through that 77-mile-per-hour fastball.
But it's tactical gear for high speed.
Still only the one out here. Carter Rose don't have to try to do too much here. Double play depth in the middle. Corners up a little bit. Oh, that's stroke to center field. Colin Ward got a beat on it. He's going to throw home. Cobb trying to tag. It is cut by the pitcher. But I'll be honest, I think Cobb was going to score either way, so no hurt. Sack fly, RBI for Carter Rowe. Ties this back up, 3 apiece. So again, if that throw comes through, it might be a little closer, but just the math, my eyes were calculating there. I think Cobb would have been safe by a full body's length there. So tie ball game here, 3-3. Swing and a miss by Bug Green. So back and forth, competitive match today. Here in the top of the 5th, Gaston Christian tying this game back up.
I wasn't close. That's where it was when he caught.
It was bouncing though, right?
It would have bounced up, and it probably would have gone.
It could have been close, but I don't know.
You don't know how that bouncer's going to take you.
So Bug Green 0 for 2, but did have the RBI ground out in that 2-run 4th inning. Strike on the corner. So Kokenauer stealing the strike there. Good frame. So Kokenauer got soft hands back there. Good block receive. Here's the pitch from Joe. Goes the curveball. Green's going to hit that out to sure-handed Colin Ward, and he's going to put it away for out number 3. So good defensive game out there by Ward. He's been making diving plays. He's been getting his base hits at the plate. Heading into the bottom of the 5th, it's going to be Yancey, Croft, and Kokenauer. Again, I want to thank our away team sponsor. Again, we have CHEM-BAC and High Speed Gear really bringing this together, but we do have an away team sponsor that's pretty loyal. It's Rounders. So again, Rounders, what they're sponsoring is the time that we put before the game to market this matchup to college coaches. That just makes sense for our Gaston Christian Eagles. And then after the game, we go home, we cut up the recruiting and the scouting content, match it with the video, start posting on social media. It may not be instantaneous. I got a little backlog on some of the games, but
What took you forever to get a computer?
Yeah, my old computer was on hospice, essentially, and finally got a new one. I'm not a tech guy, so I had failure to launch, failure to buy, failure to commit when it came to buying a new computer. But anyway, that's a long story, and we don't need to talk about it. We need to talk about Rounders. So again, thank you, Rounders, for sponsoring the Gaston Christian Eagles. And if you're interested in learning more about Rounders Hat Company, head to their website, roundershatcompany.com. Check out their selection and customize your order today. Again, Rounders changing the snapback hat game one rounder at a time. Anthony Morano going to come back out for the 5th inning. He's going to have the 4, 5, 6 hitters here. Tie ball game. So we got plays of the game still up for grabs. We got player of the game still up for grabs. Good candidate for both is Colin Ward right now, 2 for 2 with a stolen base, a run scored, and a walk, and several putouts in center field, including a amazing diving play that ended the 4th inning and limited the scoring, kept that game tied at the time.
Well, you can see it here.
On center field, a tremendous glare with the way the sun is on home plate.
Oh.
And we will have a delay until we get that bus moved.
We have the first ever bus parked in an awkward position delay. So you're hearing that correctly. First time I've ever seen it. It's a first for everything. This is a move the bus because it's creating glare from center field into home plate delay. So again, I don't know if you have a graphic for that. We have rain delays, we have technical difficulty delays, but we do not have a graphic for the bus is parked in center field and the sun is shining, reflecting a devastating glare that makes it almost impossible to see the ball from home plate. And if you're watching at home, actually, Hunter's going to help us out here. Here we go. Bus glare delay coming up. But you can see it from there in center field. That glare, it looks like a new sun rising over the horizon. Never seen it before, but we are in a bus delay, folks. That's right, first ever Baseball University bus delay. Heck, it's probably the first bus delay in the history of baseball. At least bus glare delay. We probably had bus delays. Buses breaking down.
That's so funny.
If we're looking for bus delay sponsors, if you have a business out there that wants to sponsor any further bus delays that we see this year, please hit us up. Can't guarantee you'll get a lot of screenplay, but apparently a bus delay is a new thing today. So holy moly. It's a good time to check in on the local scores, though, here on a Friday. So there's a lot of baseball played on Thursday this week, but let's hop on that Max Preps site and see what sort of scores and matchups we'll see across North Carolina this evening. If you're just joining us, yes, we're in a bus delay.
I know one.
Bus clear delay.
Madison got revenge over the Bearcats. I saw that earlier.
So Madison beats Hendersonville 7-2 after Hendersonville beat Madison in a rout earlier in the week. Really shocked us. We were wondering if Madison might not run the tables. But Hendersonville, if you read our Patreon, we had a big article selection in January called the 5 Bold Predictions for 2026. 4 of them are still alive. One got eliminated the other day, but one of them involved Hendersonville, is that Hendersonville would win the Western Highlands Conference in their first year of membership. Again, Hendersonville, if you followed them, they have struggled for what feels like a decade and a half. So they finally got a pretty strong team this year. But one of those predictions was that Stuart Kramer would not only win the Southern Piedmont Conference, but that they would win it in a sweep. But when they lost to Burns in a walk-off on Tuesday, that killed that prediction. But the other 4 predictions still alive. Those predictions were that TC would win a 4th straight state championship, that Hendersonville would win the Western Highlands, that East Henderson would make the playoffs for the first time since 2012 and win a playoff game. And then I think the final prediction was that Pisgah would reach the regionals this year, at least. So again, a lot of that is Western North Carolina, foothills and mountain themed. So if you're a Charlotte baseball fan, it may not be of relevance, but we'd like to encourage you to join that Patreon either way. So bus glare delay is over. Morano is out there to start the 5th inning. He's got Trevor Yancey, who's 0 for 2 at the moment.
No lights, but the light of the sun.
Beautiful field. Again, the Durham Bowls former groundskeeper is groundskeeper here. Where would you put the lights? I guess you'd have to almost talk to the neighbors here and be like, hey, do you mind if we put a 80-foot pole in your yard with some lights on it?
Well, that'd be a city issue.
It's a strikeout here to Yancey. So Morano comes out dealing.
Third baseman number 11, Charlie Croft.
What's that? Oh, private school problems, baby. There's a sliced single up the middle from Croft. So Charlie got to feel good after that. He had 2 Ks. He was 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. And slices a single up the middle here. So 1 for 3 on the evening. I bring George Kokenauer back to the plate. George is 0 for 1 with a walk.
Catcher number 15, George Kokenauer.
So we're glad that you were here to witness the first ever bus glare delay. Yeah, beautiful baseball field, but private school problems, right? Say public schools have their unique issues. Private schools have their unique issues. Big bounder, cut off. Oh, no, it was not cut off. It was Cobb that took it. I thought the third baseman, Moran. Oh, no, I guess that's Green at third now. I thought he was going to cut it off, but Cobb made the play. Fires across to get Kokenauer 6-3. Croft able to move up to second, but 2 outs now. Runner in scoring position for Preston Rochelle.
Probably the right play there. Shortstop has the perpendicular view on it and will block it up in front while third baseman is coming across, but it's taking him towards right, not towards first there.
Yeah. Typically, you like your third baseman making that play if he's got the angle and can get to it. Cobb there, you saw his feet weren't moving as much because he's had to set his feet, but strong arm. We've had Cobb up to 87 on the radar gun pitching, so I'm imagining he can throw it harder from the infield. Pickoff attempt. Morano's going to hold that baseball. Well, he's going to drop it right in front of him. Again, when you make a move to second base, don't technically have to finish it. For you young kids trying to learn your balk rules out there. So Morano, we saw a fastball about 87 to 89, touched 90 last inning. Got that devastating curveball of 78. It's a high velo spinner. Two outs here. Morano 1 strike away from ending this inning. 0-2 delivery coming. Here's another pick attempt. Puts the snap tag down on Croft, but back in with plenty of time. Again, Rochelle, the DH tonight. He is 0 for 2, reached on an error and scored a run. Hit the ball pretty hard, though. Lined out to left field in his first at-bat. It's been taking some good swings. Foul ball here, hits a tree, comes back in near the first base coach's box. So again, Rochelle, a sophomore in the lineup. Seems to have a decent knack for finding the barrel. Time called. So again, 0-2 pitch coming. 3-3 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Oh boy, Rochelle gets into one here, but it's going to stay up in the air for Reed Wilson. Catches it about 295 feet out there. So just the single. One runner left on, heading into the top of the 6th. It's a neck-and-neck 3-3 ball game. It'll be the bottom of the order. Caden Browning, Cooper Summerlin, and Reed Wilson come to the plate. Again, I want to remind you, stay connected on social media with Baseball University of the Blue Ridge. You can like and subscribe on the YouTube that you're watching right here. So if you are not subscribed, just go ahead and click that subscribe button. Helps us out. And then like us on Facebook, X, and Instagram. Our handles there are BB University WNC. Again, BB University WNC. X following's pretty good. It's over 5,700. That's good for college recruiting, trying to coordinate with college coaches. Facebook, I want to say we're around 1,100, 1,200 followers. And, it's good for the neighborhood. I feel like it's good for parents, us the old folks. You have to say Facebook's for boomers, I guess. I don't know. And then Instagram, I guess it's the most popular one. It's the most confusing to me. Not really sure what it's for, but you kids like it, so we just keep putting our logos up there.
You want to share your photos?
Yeah, photos, art, whatever. I mean, it's good for our flyers. I don't really know what college recruiting benefit we get from Instagram. Every time I log on, I feel like I'm just seeing all these boys like posting up with their girlfriends. And I'm just like, I don't need to see this. Why y'all? Is there a way to like just put like I'm a baseball business filter on, and I only see baseball related things. I don't need to see you on your vacation to Disney World. I don't need to see you, at the beach. What the heck? But anyway, follow us on Instagram.
Well, it's a high-speed gear inning.
Yeah.
Even an inning in the 6th.
New pitcher here is going to be Cooper Raniszewski, another freshman here for Coach Bondo. I'm going to write this in here. Raniszewski. Holy moly.
You need to play your box score.
Yeah, a little bit. So Job goes 2 innings, gives up the 1 earned run, strikes out 1, walks 2, and allowed 2 hits. So final line for Joe, 2 innings pitched, 1 run earned, 2 hits, 1 K, 2 walks. Now the freshman Cooper Raniszewski, about 6'6", long, lanky. Good frame. You can imagine this kid in 3 years when he's a senior, filling that frame out a little bit, getting into that weight room. Curveball came in about 65 there. Here's delivery. Fastball 78. Again, another good pitcher going from the stretch. Gotta love it. Not as many walks as the games we've seen in the last couple matchups. Maybe that has something to do with just staying under control in a set stretch position. So again, Caden Brown 0 for 1, a K and a walk. Swing the drive. That's going to split the gaps. Say Colin Ward's caught about everything out there. He ain't going to catch this one. Cut off, though, and going to hold Browning to a single. So good box score for Browning, 1 for 2. Cooper Summerlin now the hitter.
Number 3, Cooper Summerlin.
With the tie game here at the bottom of your order with a freshman on the bump.
Let me guess.
I'm just saying, I like small ball. I like trying to force athletes to be athletic. Hey, Cooper Summerlin and I are thinking on the same page, same wavelength there. He's going to pull it back for strike 1, though. Say Caden Browning, corner guy, catcher, third base, first base, so not the fleetest of foot, but also not slow over there at first base. Summerlin pulls back the bunt. Browning takes off late, runs down to second. He is out, so I'm not sure if that was a call play, like a delayed steal, or if he just felt that Summerlin had put that ball down. I don't know, but had a late break, caught stealing. It's a nice throw by Kokenauer there, nails the runner. It's kind of dead in the water there, though, so not sure if that was a misplay, a missign, a miscall there, but that leadoff single erased quickly. Cooper Summerlin now batting with nobody on. Swing and a miss. He falls behind 1-2. So Gaston Christian stamping out their own rally early here in the sixth inning.
Hated delayed steal there, but that felt like it was extremely delayed.
Yeah. Ooh, was that a changeup that rode back in on him? That was a two-seamer or a changeup there. 72 on the gun. I'm thinking that might have been a changeup. Nice K. So the righty strikes out the lefty, and now we got the number 9 hitter, Reed Wilson, coming to the plate. So the leadoff single erased on the caught stealing. Cooper Summerlin strikes out, and Cooper Renizeski, the tall, lanky freshman, is 1 out away from a clean 6th inning. Again, tie score here. Renizeski comes set. Misses. Oh, I thought it was a little high on that one, but they're going to give him the strike call. So ahead, even here, 1-1. Again, Reed Wilson, number 9 hitter, 0 for 2. Oh, Renizeski trying to take out our camera.
Not again.
So spooked our camera. It's paused, frozen for a minute. We'll see. Oh, no, it's all good. So that wild pitch knocked the Ethernet cord out of our home plate camera. We'll have that back to you here in a minute. In the meantime, enjoy the first base side angle. Reed Wilson swings through that one and go 1-2 on the count. Excuse me, I think it's 2-2 on the count. 2-2. I think.
Yeah, it is.
2-2 delivery. Ooh, he's going to hit him on the hand. So Reed Wilson's going to be a 2-out base runner. Barely nicks his hand there. So hit by batter. Cam Cobb coming back up for a 4th time. Cam is 1 for 3, had that double and scored a run there in the 5th inning. So top of the order. And I was suggesting during the Summerlin at bat that maybe being at the bottom of the lineup is something on, try a bunt, hit and run. We're at the top of the lineup now with Cobb and a runner on first. Try to get that runner to second here. Maybe Reed Wilson has the green lights, especially on the there's a strike. So 0-1. See if Gaston tries to move the runners here. Swing and a miss. Another delayed steal here, but a lot better jump on that delayed steal by Reed Wilson. So he will head in the second. Runner in scoring position now for Cam Cobb. 0-2 count, though. So stolen base for Reed Wilson after Caden Brown was caught stealing to start this inning. Third stolen base of the day for the Eagles. Curveball. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Umpire did not call strike 3. George Kokenauer threw it around like it was strike 3. Cam Cobb was walking back to the dugout like it was strike 3. But the umpire didn't make a call. So looked a little outside to me on the curveball. So 1-2 count. Say Kokenauer got to be careful there. He comes up and throws that ball in the right field. Say that run, that 4th run would have probably come across. So the young freshman Sets, delivers, runner goes. Swing and a miss. I think that may have been off speed again. So runner was off. It doesn't matter. It's a single, a hit batter, one runner left on. Heading into the bottom of the sixth. It is all knotted up at 3 here. And the Chargers bringing the bottom of the lineup 8-9-1. Trying to recharge this offense a little bit as we get into the late innings. So we've had some interesting turn of events here. A couple lead changes, a couple ties. We've had a bus glare delay on a beautiful spring afternoon in Charlotte, North Carolina. Again, if you joined us last year, you probably remember we covered the Providence Day Christ School game in the first week of the season in 25, and then we came back and covered the Charlotte Christian game here at home. I think we're going to be with you next week at Charlotte Christian. Fingers crossed it's more competitive than it was last year. But speaking of Charlotte Christian, you probably remember that broadcast and all the radar guns. Technical difficulties out the wazoo last year, but we're wired in this year with Ethernet, which creates its own set of circumstances. So we've had that Ethernet wire pop out of the camera a couple times here when it hits the netting behind home plate. We had our first base battery die on us, but for the most part, 99% cleaner than last year. So we appreciate CHEM-BAC and High Speed Gear bringing us into town, trying to bring you the finest in Western North Carolina, in this case Charlotte, broadcasted high school baseball. We need more of this. We need these types of broadcasts sent out to college coaches. That's why we started it. College coaches play too much during the season to get out and scout. So these live streams allow them to peek in on either live games or replays to see how some of these prospects are doing. There's a swing, and Cam Cobb elevates to steal one away from Jack Rivera. Actually, we had a pinch hitter there. That was Austin Yancey hitting for Rivera. So lines out to Cam Cobb. Cam Cobb shows his vertical. And the vertical like that, I might be able to throw him an alley-oop in the basketball court. So good athlete out there at shortstop.
Junior number 1, Chase Bierman.
So another pinch hitter here. This is Chase Bierman hitting for Brendan Raven. We'll see if there's re-entry with these two. There's a hard spinner at the top of the zone at 77 for a strike. Bierman falls behind quickly 0-2 before chopping one to Cobb. Throws across. So both outs recorded by Cam Cobb here to start the 6th inning. A line out to short and a 6-3 grounder. I'll bring Cullen Ward back up. Cullen, well, the Eagles haven't seemed to figure out how to get Cullen Ward out this evening. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a walk. He's also scored a run back in that 3rd inning. Stole a base as well. So working on a pretty good box score. 89 outside. So the fastball still got some heat there from Morano. Ooh, 87 with some rise to it. 1-1. There's a heat again, but outside. That's where that first pitch missed. Good call by the umpire. Well, Hunter, you said you had a colleague of yours, a friend that works here at Providence Day, correct?
Yeah, shout out Caitlin King. She's a tech guru here. We got a ball to the left center field gap.
So he's going to stretch it into 2 there. So Cullen Ward continuing to just pepper this Eagles pitching. So a double and 2 singles. This young man is 3 for 3. And he's a 2-out runner in scoring position now for Owen Shirey. Owen had an RBI walk back in the fourth. He's drawn 2 walks today, 0 for 1 technically on the afternoon.
Shortstop number 10, Owen Shirey.
So Shirey trying to break this tie. So the umpire's politely asking the rowdy Chargers to retreat back into the dugout as they're spilling out a little bit.
I think it was more on deck batter to
was it?
get into circle.
Fastball outside, tailing. So for Shirey right here, you've seen that curveball. He took the 3-2 curveball for a close ball for his last AB. I think he's got to be hunting that fastball. Oh, that's going to get past Sutton there behind the plate. So off the glove, be a pass ball. It's going to allow Colin Ward to move up to third. So now that go-ahead run only 90 feet away from home plate. We'll see.
Just give it the half.
So if you're Ward there, you got to get good secondaries. Morano is going from the windup, and with Shirey, the lefty, you know, that whole batter's box is wide open there. So Cullen Ward can see every pitch, every dirt ball, every pass ball. With the lefty up there, he's got a wide open view. So again, got to get good secondaries and be ready to score on a pass ball. Curveball misses up.
What you got on here? 3-1, 2 outs.
Well, again, there's 2 outs. You're in the middle of the order right here. You don't have to give in to Shirey. Oh, swing and a foul tip. There's a biting slider there on that back left foot. Shirey just enough bat speed to ticket foul. I'd say Morano is definitely a tough opponent here. Swing and a drive to left center field, but I think it's going to hang up there for Wilson, and he will make the catch for the final out. This game stays tied heading into the final inning. So heading into the top of the 7th, it's going to be the 2, 3, 4 hitters for Gaston Christian. It'll be Xander Sutton, Noah Cooper, and Anthony Morano. So, wow. Very close ball game here. Again, to take you back through it, it was the Chargers that struck first in the 3rd inning. Ward and Shirey coming in to score on the E4. Yancey hit a hard grounder to second. It bounced off of Rowe, allowed 2 to score. And then in the top of the 4th, Gaston came back, scored 2 of their own on the ground, RBI ground out by Bug Green, and a sack bunt safety squeeze by Cooper Summerlin. So that tied it up at 2-2, playing a little small ball. And then in the 5th inning, Gaston went back ahead. Cam Cobb hit a double and then came around to score on the sack fly by Carter Rowe. But the Chargers answered, excuse me, got to back up a little bit here. So they Chargers went back up in the 4th. Sorry. Make sure I got this right. It was on an RBI bases loaded walk by Shirey. So that put them up 3-2. Gaston tied the game on that sac fly RBI by Rowe. So 3-3 is where we stand. Now in the 7th. Xander Sutton will be your leadoff hitter here, followed by Noah Cooper and Anthony Morano. It's the heart of the lineup. Sutton 1 for 3 had a hard single and a stolen base back in the 5th inning. Swing the drive. The ball is tailing up and, I thought I was going to make it over the glove of Rivera out there. Actually, no, I'm not sure who that is. It's not, I don't think that's Rivera anymore, but man, a nice piece of glove work out there in left field. Thought it was going to rise up over his glove. Gave it a ride, but it's just a loud out number 1. We got a lefty out there now. I wonder who that is. So I know there's some pinch hitters in that last inning for Providence Day. So yeah, Xander Sutton hit it right on the nails. But golly, nice play out there by left fielder, rising up, take one away. Noah Cooper, the hitter now, 1 for 3. There's a swing by Cooper. That ball lifted deep to left field, and foul. Whew, gave it a ride, but it's about 15 feet wide. 20, 15, 10, I don't know. What do you think? I couldn't really tell.
It's not in the vicinity of the Jeep, so bad for the Eagles.
Did it hit the Eagles bus there?
More than likely.
So, I mean, gave it a ride about 330.
If you see the
foul.
tree out there, my Jeep is directly under it.
So last year, Austin Nelson hit a home run for the Chargers that bounced over your Jeep. That was like a week after you bought it.
Wasn't that before daylight savings? Because I feel like when we were here, the light was so much different.
Well, that was the game where they called it due to darkness, and Christ School was threatening. I think they may have actually tied or had the winning run on.
They took the lead, and they called it back.
Yeah, because of lights, so they erased the inning.
They called it, was it a tie finish?
No. Providence Chargers won that game. Oof. There it is on the outside corner at 77, dotted. So the freshman been up in those high sevens. Him and Joe both not overpowering, but filling it up. He's pitching no Cooper. Goes to the curveball, ground ball, foul. It's a good AB here from Cooper. Again, it was a short week, but a long end of it for us. We were down here last night at Sims Legion Park for Burns versus Stuart Kramer. Stuart Kramer walking that off 7-6 in the bottom of the 8th. Stayed at the Esquire Hotel down there at Gastonia. Swing and a miss. Noah Cooper chases that one up top. 2 outs. Had lunch down there in the Barrister restaurant today before going over to the UPS store to get things printed out for today's scripts. Driving through Charlotte, always an adventure. Glad to be here in Providence Day, this side of Charlotte. Real pretty neighborhoods, much easier traffic. And again, we might be down here next week, except down at the school down the road, Charlotte Christian, who will be hosting Providence Day.
I like Ohio State, Michigan. That TTUN, that team up north.
That team up north.
School down the road.
Been to an Ohio State, Michigan football game before, back in maybe 2002, 2003. I want to say my family used to live up in Michigan, so I went and visited a few times. We had tickets. We
At
went.
The shoe?
Yep. We went, or as I guess that's what they call it, but it's the big stadium. Michigan Stadium's huge. Yeah,
big house.
Yeah. Huge stadium.
That's it, yeah.
There's a strike on the corner. It's a big bowl, that stadium. It just drops down. Like when you're walking up to it, you wouldn't think it was that big because it's like the top of the stadium is eye level on the road, and then it just drops down into the ground. Good take there by Morano. I remember the other game we got tickets to was Michigan versus Miami of Ohio, but the quarterback in that game for Miami of Ohio was Ben Roethlisberger. That makes me feel old. So the freshman dealing here to Morano. Morano takes that ball low, full count.
It's like when they scratched Glavin versus somebody and a start, and it ended up being Max Scherzer versus Clayton Kershaw rookie year.
Yep, I remember that.
You got a little.
The pollen in my hair. Rennizeski delivers. That's a drive past the glove of Croft. Morano around first. He's going for 2, and I think he's going to get it standing up. So 2-out double from Morano. Let's go bring Carter Rowe up. Carter Rowe working on a 1-for-2 evening with a double and a sac fly RBI. He's also scored a run.
Watch this.
I'll tell you what.
I got everything turned on. I'm not sure. I mean, nothing's up, but I'll keep an eye on it, sir.
Carter Rowe, the hitter. Say Carter, a good athlete. He's trying to play college baseball. He's a name that college coaches should pay attention to. Renezeski with the delivery. Not sure where he missed that one. 75 looked like it was right there. Haven't had a problem with too many calls in the field or anything like that, but there's been a little bit of discrepancy on balls and strikes today. Misses up there, 2-0. That sun's setting now in the west.
Sure about that?
They got the shade casted all across the field now. Maybe a little bit out there in Cullen Ward's eyeballs in center. Ooh, fastball rides high. Say, good thing Kokenauer reached up and grabbed that one. It was headed right towards our camera. So it's already been knocked out of the Ethernet twice today.
More than twice.
But I will say, again, knock on wood here. I'm knocking on my wooden cardboard clipboard here. 10 times better than dealing with all the electronical junk that we saw last year at that Christ School game. So, again, the freshman has first base open. Rowe, one of the hotter hitters right now in the lineup. Doesn't have to give in to him here at 3-1. Ooh, and he does. Nice play by the shortstop. Shirey throws across, long stretch. Not in time. Excellent Gold Glove play, but motoring down the line was Carter Rowe for the infield single. Morano able to reach third. Heck of a play by Shirey there in the middle. But Rowe beats it by a step. That's going to bring Karsten Green up. Karsten 0 for 3, but does have that RBI ground out in the 4th inning. Coach Bondurant coming out to check on his first baseman after that stretch. Maybe pulled a hammy or tweaked an ankle there. Not sure. That's Rush Adams at first base. We hope he's all right. We've seen Rush tweak something, and we've seen the right fielder Raven knock a leg. Oh, did he step on the back of his heel?
Oh, no. I'm just showing you how close it was.
It was close, but it was the right play. Safe, as Carter Rowe is indicating as he crosses the bag on the replay. I'm thinking he just
he pulled that.
Pulled a hammy. Yep. So we might have some positions changing around here. Will Sanders coming in the game. We're a big fan of Will. Will wants to play college ball. Will, versatile player. He can play mostly all the infield and outfield positions. So Will Sanders into the game, junior class. He's been doing a good job getting his films out. We did a private filming with him earlier. Actually, that was end of last year. Drove down here for a day. So Will Sanders is going to slide in at third base. They'll send Kropf over Charlie to second. Shirey's still at shortstop. Looks like Rush Adams still going to stay here at first base. So not sure exactly all the changes here. So Raven moving to center field. So Cullen Ward
Number 4, Austin Yancey now in left field.
So I'm wondering if Cullen Ward may be. Is he leaving out there? I see a player leaving and getting into a vehicle out there or something. So hopefully he's okay. Maybe he's got to hit the bathroom real quick. I don't know. But Will Sanders into the game. Raven into center field. Will Sanders in at third. So maybe some re-entry for Ward. He's going into the field house there. Hopefully he's okay. I thought maybe at first they maybe were trying to get him into the bullpen to warm up or something. But a little confusing there. We're sorry, folks. But first and third is the setup here. We got 2 outs. 1-0 delivery coming to Bug Green. Ball outside. So it falls behind 2-0. Again, Morano took third on that backhanded play by Shirey. Infield single by Rowe. Rowe 2 for 3 now. Swing. Ground ball to Will Sanders. He's going to throw across. Rowe goes wide. That's going to allow the run to score. So made a nice play on it, but fresh into the game, the throw sails wide. So it'll be an E5. No RBI on the play with it being 2 outs. It's Morano that comes in to score. Rowe at second. Just like that, Gaston Christian takes the lead. So some tough luck for Providence Day. Again, had to pull Cullen Ward for reasons unknown. Will Sanders in the game, makes a nice play on it, but maybe arm not quite freshened up. Throw is yanked. Allows the runner to score. So big moment here now. Anthony Morano, the go-ahead run. Gaston still threatening here. Number 7 hitter Caden Browning up. Caden 1 for 2 on the evening. Nice block up by Kokenauer. Browning had the leadoff single in the 6th inning before being thrown out stealing. That was when Cooper Summerlin was up at the plate showing bunt. Browning took off on a delayed steal, and Kokenauer nailed him for the out. But here we are in the 7th inning. Browning hitting with 2 runners on, 2 outs. Resneski delivers high. So Cooper Renezeski is throwing well. It's an unearned run against him. So no earned runs allowed. 2-1 delivery. Goes to the fastball. That ball is drilled out into left center field. It's going to split the gaps. Carter Rowe is in. Bug Green is being sent. Throw coming home from Shirey. Excellent throw, but ahead of the tag is Green. It is a 2-run double for Caden Browning. So what can Brown do for you? He can hit a 2-run double to extend this lead, a couple insurance runs. So Rowe in on the play. Green in on the play. And some tough luck here for the Providence Day Chargers. Again, unearned run. Extends it. So I think technically with that error, that E5, if that would have ended the inning, that extends the inning. So all these runs are technically unearned to Resneski. Summerlin up for a 4th time. He's 0 for 2. He had this suicide or the safety squeeze, RBI. So it counts as a sack bunt. So Providence Day laboring a little bit here. Still time. Down by 3 now. Chargers will have the last at bat in this game. So they will have an opportunity. But they got to get this third out first. They do have the middle of the order coming up, 3, 4, 5 in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, sorry, it's all the way down. I don't know what. I'll have to get them to look at it.
Swing and a miss. 3-2 count. It's a big pitch coming here from the freshman, 3-2. Chargers needing one more out here. So Summerlin here trying to extend the inning and 3-2 count. Runner on second out there is Browning. Summerlin gets into one. He's going to send the center fielder Raven back. He's off of the fence. So back-to-back doubles from Browning and Summerlin. They're going to add to this lead. So 2 RBI from Browning. 2 RBI double from Browning, and then an RBI double from Summerlin. Reed Wilson to the plate now. Reed 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch, stole a base. 7-3 is our score here. And we talked about it in the keys of the game, you know, how much of the bullpen is left, how many arms they have left to go deep into a game. Providence Day using 3 pitchers today. Might just be a little too late here though. 7-3. So again, Morano had some big swings today, and then comes in to pitch as well. He may be the one they're going to ask to come close out this game, and he would be the pitcher of record. He is the pitcher of record right now. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Throw down to third. So Summerlin steals third, but played with that cardinal sin of baseball for a minute. You never want to make the last out at third. But now, 90 feet away from home plate, it worked out. So a pass ball, a wild pitch. So 1-2 count. 8th hitter of the evening, or 8th hitter of the inning. Good block up by Kokenauer, keeps the ball in front of him. No advancement. So Reniski here. Renezeski, sorry. All these these runs are technically unearned. That's fine. There is strike 3 on the corner. So this inning comes to an end after they send 8 batters to the plate. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits and an error lead to 4 runs. Heading in the bottom of the 7th is 7-3. 4 runs is not an impossible deficit for the 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up with Adams, Yancey, and Croft. They're in position to try to strike. It's going to be Anthony Morano heading back out for his, let's see how many innings here. So Summerlin goes 3 1/3. So that will be 1, 2, 3 2/3 innings for Morano if he finishes up here.
Well, no sponsorship for the play of the game, but we're going to show it to you.
Yeah, so look, this was a play earlier in the game. We want to shout out Colin Ward. I'm not sure what happened to him in the middle of that last inning where he had to exit, but he was having a heck of a game, 3 for 3, but it was the defensive prowess here. Early in the game, he makes this amazing diving play out in center field to end the inning and prevent more runs from being scored. That's your senior captain for the Chargers there, Cullen Ward. That was the play of the game, making a diving play in center field earlier to keep this game close. Now, it was close all the way until this last half inning, where the Eagles started to soar a little higher here, scoring 4 runs, 7-3 lead. So Morano here trying to close it down, falls behind 2-0. And this ball is shot up the middle by Adams, past the dive of Cobb. A lead-off single. So this game ain't over yet, folks.
Second baseman number 12, Trevor Yancey.
So as of right now, Morano has worked 2 2/3 innings. This will be his. He's working on. So Morano been doing it on both sides of the baseball today. Time called here. Coach Lowry going to jog out to talk to his pitcher, Anthony Morano, who's been visually upset at times. You can tell he feels he's not getting some of the calls. He has only collected 1 K. He's had to labor a little bit. When he came into this game in the 4th, he walked the first 2 batters, but then had the double play. That was the ground ball to Browning at first, stepped on the bag, threw home for the force out. In the 5th inning, a little cleaner, allowed a single, picked up a K. In the 6th inning, allowed a double to Cullen Ward, so has spread out the damage. Leadoff single here to Adams. There's a swing and a drive by Yancey. That ball is deep and gone.
And you can kiss it goodbye.
So still some baseball to be played here.
Home run for Trevor
So
Yancey.
Yancey drills a 84-mile-per-hour fastball over the fence. First earned runs allowed by Morano. That makes the score 7-5. Well, Morano is getting the job done before then. Still can get this job done. Stays out there.
Number 11, Charlie Croft.
So 86 on the fastball misses. Those Chargers over there getting rowdy, trying to cheer this lineup on to some more runs. Croft's going to pop up in the middle of the field here. Oh, and Cam Cobb's going to drop that baseball. And a little luck there. Holy cow, you probably saw it yourself. So Croft pops out. E6, he drops it, but then tagged out trying to extend it to a double. He was in between himself. Was he going to go? Was he not going to go? Got held up. If he would have just put the motor on from the get-go, he may have gotten in there. So it's E6, but then a put out 6 as he tries to extend it and reach second. So Kokenauer up now with 1 out. That would have brought the tying run up to the plate. So definitely some unfortunate turns of events for the Chargers there in the last inning. Strike on the inside at 87. Again, we saw last inning some defensive replacements. Ward was out of the Cullen Ward was brought out of the game. Will Sanders in at third, makes a nice play, but the throw goes wide, extends the inning. The runs come in. They're up 7-3. Yancey with the 2-run bomb makes it a little bit more interesting here, 7-5. The E6 thrown or tagged out, trying to extend it, was out number 1. Kokenauer strikes out for out number 2. And that is out number 3, 4-3 row. So, what a wild one, folks. So, final score 7-5. Your winners are Gaston Christian. 2 runs in the inning on the 2-run homer by Yancey, but it is not enough. We'll get you some box scores here in just a second. Morano is your winning pitcher. He works 3 2/3, gives up 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 Ks, earning the W. He's 2 for 3 at the plate with 2 doubles and 2 runs as well. So pretty good stat line for Morano. Let's give you a couple more here.
Folks, thanks so much for coming and supporting the Providence Day.
All right, Cam Cobb was 1 for 4 with a double and a run and a stolen base. Xander Sutton was 1 for 4 with a stolen base. Noah Cooper was 1 for 4. Morano, we said 2 for 3 with 2 doubles and 2 runs. He also had a walk. Carter Rowe, good game for Carter Rowe. He was 2 for 3 with a double, an RBI, sac fly, and 2 runs. Bug Green was 0 for 4 with a run and an RBI. Caden Browning was 2 for 3 with a double, 2 RBIs, and a run scored and a walk. Cooper Summerlin was 1 for 3. He had the safety squeeze RBI and a double. Actually, 2 RBIs on the day. The double and a stolen base. And then out of the 9-hole, Reed Wilson was 0 for 3 with a hit by pitch and a stolen base. Pitching wise, it was Summerlin 3 1/3. He gave up 2 runs on 2 hits, walked 3, struck out 4. Again, Anthony Morano 3 2/3 is the winning pitcher. Gave up 2 earned runs on 4 hits, 2 walks, and 2 Ks. Let's give you some final lines for your Providence Day Chargers. Colin Ward, heck of a game. I'm going to ask some questions about where did he go at the end. So he had a double and scored a run, had a walk, and a stolen base. So 3 for 3, double run, walk, and a stolen base for Cullen Ward. Owen Shirey, 0 for 2. Had 2 walks, one of them for an RBI. Rush Adams was 1 for 4 on the evening with a run scored. Trevor Yancey had that loud home run at the end of the game. Finishes 1 for 4 with the 2-run homer. Charlie Croft, 1 for 4. Also reached on an error. George Kokenauer, 0 for 3 with a walk. Good game behind the plate for George. Threw a couple runners out. Rochelle, and this is where I think we may have had some pinch hitters here coming up, but Rochelle was 0 for 4 with a run scored. And man, I'm not even sure how to handle. I'm not sure who was pinch hitting. I think it was Jack Rivera 0 for 2, Yancey 0 for 1, Raven 0 for 1 with a walk, and then Bierman 0 for 1. I think that's correct. Pitching wise, Thomas Daly came out, looked good. The Denison commit, 3 innings pitched, 2 runs, 3 hits. Those runs, only one of them was earned. 0 walks, like that, 5 Ks. Sam Jode worked 2 innings, gave up a run, had 2 hits, 1 strikeout, 2 walks, and an earned run. And then Ranizeski had 2 innings. Those 4 runs were all unearned, technically. He struck out 1, 2, 3, 4 batters, walked none. Gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. So 2 innings, 4 runs, 5 hits, 0 earned runs, 4 Ks, 0 walks, So, again, only 2 walks for the Chargers today. So, again, want to thank our away team sponsor, Rounders, for sponsoring the time that we take to contact coaches pregame and then cut up highlights postgame for those Gaston Christian Eagles. Again, Rounders, visit roundershatcompany.com to check out the selection and customize your order today, changing that snap-back hat game 1 rounder at a time. And a big, huge thank you to our exclusive sponsors tonight, CHEM-BAC Laboratories and High Speed Gear. Again, CHEM-BAC is a full-service testing laboratory that's been in business for over 50 years. They got a big reputation. It's built on quality results, proven methods, and unparalleled customer service. And again, thank you to High Speed Gear, a U.S.-based manufacturer, premium, battle-proven tactical gear trusted by military, law enforcement, professionals, and responsible civilians worldwide. You can go to their website, highspeedgear.com, and enter the code BUILT, B-U-I-L-T, BUILT USA 10 at checkout to save 10%. I think I'm going to be doing that. And again, we want to remind you to join our Patreon, patreon.com/BB University WNC. You can find all sorts of articles, power rankings, predictions, highlight films, podcasts, and much more. Memberships start for just $1, and all that money raised stays right in Western North Carolina. And remember to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Again, it's BB University WNC. And you can also go check out our website at baseballu.org. We're going to wander over and talk to a couple of those Eagles and give out our CamWood Bats player of the game. That is going to be Anthony Morano, even though he gave up the 2-run Jimmy Jack there. He came in, created some stability on the mound, is the winning pitcher, had his 2 doubles. We're going to go chase them down real quick here and see if we can talk to a couple more guys. All right. We're going to do some interviews with y'all. That's fun. Let's see. Who should we talk to first? Y'all good now?
CamWood Bats is located in Haywood County, but serves baseball and softball players across the nation. Game Bats trainers teach tutorials and more, all available for purchase at CamWoodBats.com. As part of our partnership with CamWood, make sure you use coupon code BBUWNC for a 10% discount on all purchases through their website. Ryan with the CamWood Bats player of the game.
Yeah, so we're going to give it to Anthony today, but I want to interview these two first. We'll save the winner for last, and we can all jump in and make some commentary. So first we got Carter. Carter, it's good to see you. First question I have for you. I mean, you offensive stud today. Big error there. I know. I could see it on your face. I could tell you were like, I want to get back in this game. So take us from that moment, knowing like, oh shoot, right? I've been there. We've all been there. But where was your mindset coming back in the dugout? Tell me a little bit about how your teammates picked you up, and then bring us back through some of your offensive prowess throughout the game.
Yeah, and I trust my team more than anybody in the world. I know we're going to win. I know we can hit the ball. I know we're going to go out there and pitch and dominate. I know that we're going to make our plays when we need to, and I know I made a mental error right there. It's a routine play, but I knew I had to go back there and fight and win this game for our team and be there for my boys. And I know they're right there for me, and I know that this group of team loves each other, and we're here to hunt a state championship.
I mean, we saw y'all last year at Grace Christian game, and that was a heck of a team y'all played. But I think you guys have enough talent to go back to the championship this year. I think we're going to keep following y'all around. What do you think is key here with this new guy? Because I don't remember Anthony from last year. So speak on Anthony a little bit. What has he been adding to the clubhouse?
Good leader, great pitcher. Throws hard. Last year we lacked pitching a little bit. He can smoke the ball too. He leads the team in home runs and just a great person overall. Brings a good chemistry to the team.
Carter, you're a heck of a ball player.
Yes,
we
sir.
were touting your college potential throughout the broadcast. Let me talk to the rest of these guys, but we're going to be in touch. We're going to keep an eye on you because, man, what was it, 2 for 3 tonight?
Yes, sir.
And, I think a lot of your runs and your RBIs were tying those games, so that's huge. So let's bring in Caden Brown and next. Caden, it's good to see you again. Well, you guys got the lead there. Kind of snuck across there on the E5 there, but then you come up and you're like, I got to do something a little louder. So tell me, what were you looking for there, and tell me what that felt like coming off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, it felt really good coming off the bat. Clearly, when you barrel a ball like that, you don't feel it most of the time. But I knew that the pitchers, he kept doing the same thing over and over, curveball, fastball, and I was in that fastball count, and I was just mentally prepared to shorten my swing up, just ready to get my hands through the zone, get the barrel through the zone, and end of the day, got a double out of it.
I was getting on Carter a little bit because Carter's a heck of a defensive player too. But you were having you weren't making your errors, but I felt you were like, oh, I got to pick this one, and then all of a sudden here's that double play. And tell me, right when that ball was chopping to you, like your eyes got big. Take me through that one.
Yeah, yes, sir. So like I said, before that I missed a pick and made a bad throw. So in my head I was like, I got to back up my boys. Kind of like Carter said, we always fight for each other and like we're always there for each other. So I knew that I had to be there for my boys in that situation. So hard hit ball, I see it come to me. We practice it all the time. At practice, we take a million reps of those kind of balls. Just stepped on first, let it go. Stopped thinking. Everything kind of went away in that moment, and we got the double play to.
Defense was huge.
Defense that's our key is a good defense backed up with an even better offense. So yes, sir.
Caden, it was good to see you, buddy, especially smoking that baseball. So, hey, nice to meet you, Anthony.
Yes,
I was going to say you're the new kid on the block.
Yes, sir.
Well, you're our player of the game, so CamWood is our sponsor. Now, this is a dummy bat. If you've seen some of our other broadcasts, we're still getting this year's printed out. So I'm going to come find you. I think we're going to come watch y'all at that Sims Legion Park in a week or two. So you're going to take a picture with the CamWood dummy bat after we do our interview, and then I'll come find you and give you yours. So appreciate the patience. But let's go back through this game a little bit. In the pregame, if you go back and watch the game, we were talking about you being this new kid on the block, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs, talked about how important it was to put runners on in front of you today. But here it was, people knocking you in. You were the go-ahead run, but stroke the ball. Take me through your offensive approach a little bit. We'll get into the pitching in a minute, but, what were you seeing? Were you looking for any particular pitches? And, again, 2 extra base hits today.
I mean, I was a little bit more patient. I mean, we were down and we needed runs, so I was a little bit more patient, seeing the ball high, and, I mean, guys just kept on hitting me in. So, I mean, I took my walk, and then I attacked the fastball, attacked the slider, and, yeah, it was all around great team win right there.
So you played a lot of baseball first year with these guys. I particularly think that there's just a lot of speed and athleticism in this group. Your first year with this crew, take me through a little bit. What do you think of these guys? Like, do you think you can take it all the way back to that championship game and give Grace Christian a ride this year?
Oh, yes, sir. I mean, when I first got here, I just saw a difference. In the weight room, on the field, BP, fielding. I mean, they just do a great job. And I'm just happy I got to be on my last year with a great team. And I think we could definitely go to the state championship and beat Grace Christian.
Coach Lowry making you guys work?
Oh, yes, sir. All the time. All the time. Yes,
all right,
sir.
let's talk about the pitching. Got up to 90 today, about
Yes,
87 to 88. Hit 90 a couple times, hit 89 a few times. I could see visually you were getting a little frustrated with some of the calls, but you kept your composure. And even with the home run, you're like, whatever. So let's start there. Home run goes over the fence. In your mind, do you even care?
I don't really care. I mean, we're up 2. But, I mean, my coach, being the great coach he is, he comes up, cools me down. He's like, settle down, okay? Let's get it going. Let's get it back going, strikes. And, I mean, I just threw strikes, and my infield made plays, and we won the ball game. So that's
well, congratulations, player of the game. You're the winning pitcher. 2 for 3 with 2 doubles, I believe.
Yes,
heading to Anderson next year.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. It's a good program. I know Coach Sutherland there. Tachi, is he? Who's that? I was going to say they're getting a good arm, because I was going to say you hit 89, 90 a few times. There's more in there.
Yes,
make sure you go through your recovery tonight, because
yes,
there's more coming. So congratulations. Stick around. We're going to do a picture with you, and then we'll send y'all on your way. All right, we done? Are we officially done? Or you got to read us out?
Baseball University of the Blue Ridge thanks you for tuning in to the Western North Carolina Scout and Streaming Series for an exclusive feature presented by CHEM-BAC and High Speed Gear from Charlotte, North Carolina on the campus of Providence Day School. This has been coverage of Western North Carolina High School baseball, where the Gaston Christian Eagles